KNDY.
Good afternoon and welcome to Concordia, Kansas. For the fourth time in 3 days, Marysville American Legion Baseball is on your dial. We're getting ready here early in this double elimination tournament as Marysville and Concordia face off here for a chance to move on and advance to a possible game later today. Marysville fell down to the bottom side of the losers bracket after falling to Hiawatha 6-4 on Friday. They were able to pick up the wins against Independence and Concordia last night, and absolute thrillers were already going here in action. Leading off for Marysville, Grant Hafley, catcher here today for the Legion team, will lead off. Had himself a nice night last night, as we'll go through the lineup here as we go. Hafley ahead in this count 2-1 early on. Takes a strike on the outside corner, knocks this one up at 2-2. Will be a fairly similar lineup here today. Hafley, Landon Schmitz, Wes Anderson, Carter Olson, and Gavaladuke, Ty Moser, the Axtell Eagle product, Brandon Schmelsley, DHing here today as Hafley pounds this one foul and to stay at 2-2. Behind Schmelsley at DH will be Alex Shale, and Detweiler rounds out the starting nine for Marysville here today. On the mound will be Jordan Miller, who came in of relief last night. Pitched some pretty good innings towards the back half of that one. Ended up stomping Concordia in the 5-run fifth inning, and a swing and a miss on Hafley on a nice fastball outside. First strikeout for Ben Haverkamp tonight, Henry Heineman, pitching today for Corning, is going to get the start. He got the start the other night versus Norton out here again on a Sunday afternoon. Max Blasky with you here this afternoon as we get rolling on a windy day. We'll take that here in a little bit. Landon Schmidt pounds the first pitch he sees into the ground to shortstop, but it's a throwing error by the shortstop as Landon Schmidt is going to end up at second on the throwing error. An E6 already here today as Corning had trouble against Norton the other evening. They ended up with 5 errors in that contest. Marysville so far here in this weekend's tournament has been very good in the field. Unofficially, only 1 error in 3 games and only 3 or 4 wild pitches, too, as well. Last night, if you happened to tune in, Marysville held a 10-0 lead going into the bottom of the 5th. The Marysville gave up 5 runs there in the bottom of the 5th. Ended up scoring 6 more in the 7th thanks to 3 errors by Concordia. So Marysville has been on the top side of the error column so far here today as Wes Anderson takes a big hack at the first pitch he sees. Shortstop stands in there tall, watches the second one go by, knocks this one now at 1-1. On the mound for Corning, as before mentioned, it is Henry Heidemann, number 30, big right-hander, sets from the stretch now and deals, takes a peek at Schmitz at second, brings this one in, pounded to center field into that wind. Schmitz is not going to tag up. He's going to stay at second as making the catch there in center field was Ben Haverkamp. We'll mention it as we go along, but it is a windy day here in Concordia. Winds about 25 miles an hour from down to south-southeast. Gusts will get up to 30, possibly 40 miles an hour. So anything hit the left field here today might have a chance of getting out at 325. Landon Schmidt standing at second after the throwing error by a shortstop. Drew Gibbs brings in Carter Olson now, 4-hole hitter who's had himself an excellent tournament so far. Last night ended up going 1 for 3 with a run, 2 walks, and a steal. Before that, he was perfect from the plate in the first 2 games, 5-for-5 unofficially. Heidemann comes set with the 0-1 or the 1-0 pitch. That's going to be a little bit outside. 1-1 now to Olsen. Big win last night, of course, before mentioned 16-5 over Concordia. Concordia was in the state tournament game last night. His pitch gets away from the catcher and over to third will go Schmitz on the pass ball. So Landon Schmitz has worked himself over to third base, 90 feet away from Marysville taking the first run of this contest with 2 outs already here in the top of the first. It's a 2-1 count to Olsen as the lefty stands in there. This one's going to be down and inside. 3-1 count now to Carter Olsen, third baseman here today, looking to pick up the first RBI of this contest and the first run to get us going on a Sunday afternoon. 3-1 count out of the stretch. Pounds this one to second baseman. Second baseman takes it by Bowers over to first. Heidemann has trouble with his feet, but gets there in time as it will go 4-3 for the final out of the inning. No hits, no runs, one error in the field committed by Corning, and one man left on base for Marysville as we go into the bottom of the first inning. Nothing our score. Corning starting lineup coming up after this break.
You've depended on KNDY Radio to get all your local news, weather, and sports updates. Now you can depend on KNDYradio.com as well, where you can find everything you've heard, missed, and more. Let KNDY keep you informed when severe weather strikes, and listen to your area high school football and basketball broadcasts even if you're miles away from home with our Listen Live feature. You can also look to KNDYradio.com for school closings when the weather's rough. Make KNDYradio.com your number one source for everything local and so much more.
Update your home today with a new look from Feldkamp's Furniture Mart. See their tremendous selection of living room, dining room, and bedroom sets and furniture, as well as bedding, accent pieces, appliances, and more. Financing options for any budget up to 24 months with no interest, as well as free delivery, making buying local easy. Shop Feldkamp's Furniture and Flooring in Marysville today. How would you like to have a steady job with a schedule that works for you and your family? You're in luck. Tension is hiring operators and adjusters at the Marysville plant. If you like to take things apart and put them back together again, if you enjoy being part of a team, if you're looking for flexible work with competitive pay and benefits, this could be a great match for you. Work for a company you know you can trust. Visit tension.com/careers to learn more and apply.
Jordan Miller will be your starting pitcher here today for Marysville American Legion. He pitched an inning and 2/3 of relief last night after Dakota Slupionic went 4 1/3. Had a beautiful, masterful, whatever else exploratory word you want to use for his first 4 innings. He faced a minimum through 4, got into the 5th, and after 4 straight hits, ended up giving up all 5 runs to Concordia's last night's contest. Miller came in, shut the door in Concordia in the last 2 before coming in. Paxton Vogt closed the door in the 7th. 1-1 count. The leadoff batter, Hunter Lehman, as he lifts this one to center field. That's going to drop down for a hit and a single here for Hunter Lehman. So Concordia quickly in action here in the bottom of their inning. Concordia's starting lineup will be very similar as it has been all week, as it will be Hunter Lehman leading off there, now standing at first with the single. L.J. Kelzer will be behind the plate catching. Throwing at shortstop already with 1 error here today, Drew Gibbs. Race Fisher will be over at third base. Brett Heidemann at first. Henry Heidemann will be pitching. Paxton Bowers at second base. Ben Haverkamp in center. And Miles Wimberly in right field. Kelzer takes the first pitch outside, but for a strike. 0-1 now to the catcher. Mentioned those outfield names. We'll be calling those a lot here today. Mentioned it there in the top of the first inning. Very breezy day here from Concordia. Got to hold on to our tents. Plenty of fans, too, as well, holding on to those sunshade umbrellas as winds are going about 20, 25 miles an hour. We're going to see gusts near up to 30, possibly 40 miles an hour out of the south. Winds shifted now, almost out to dead center. Here's ground to Olsen over to third, and Olsen has trouble with it. Gets into the outfield for 2 straight hits now for Corning. Back-to-back singles now has Corning in action with runners at first and second. Decent amount of rain came through last night here in the Concordia area, so of course AstroTurf on this college field on the infield won't affect too terribly much, but it will make everything soggy here, kind of dyed that ball too as well. Courtesy runner over at first now, John Morrison for the catcher, L.J. Kelzer. Up next will be your third baseman for Corning, Drew Gibbs. The shortstop already with 1 error here today. Talking to coach here from Corning, officially they have 9 errors already here in this 3-day tournament, does Corning. Mentioned that in the first inning. Marysville very good in the field so far. Nice change up there from Miller as he gets a first pitch strike across to Gibbs, as Gibbs was way behind on that pitch. 2 runners on here. Corning bottom of the first. Marysville went scoreless in the top of the first. 0-0 is our score. No outs yet still here as Jordan Miller looks to get his offense back to the plate. Marysville took a little while to get going last night. Is lifted to left field. Lydeller go chasing back to the wind and off the bottom of the wall. It's going to be thrown in as Hunter Lehman comes around, goes to home. Runner's going to be safe at home. Kelzer stops at second, and the first run is going to go to Corning in this one. An RBI single here for Drew Gibbs as we saw that wind just absolutely drive that ball to left field. About 355 out there where Gibbs hit that ball, struck off the middle of the fence. And we mentioned it there before. Wind really helped that ball drive. Haven't seen a home run yet here so far in this one, but that was just about our first one. And Corning strikes first here in the bottom of the first inning. Brace Fisher stands in there now, takes a strike low and away. Miller ahead in this count 0-1. Miller takes a look at the runner at second. Now Miller stands there, hits it down the line, but just foul across the other side of the third base line. Ahead now in the count is Jordan Miller. Morrison stands at second, courtesy runner for Kelzer. Standing at first now, Drew Gibbs. 3 straight singles for Corning to lead off this contest. They lead one now. Royce Fisher skies this one up. Hafley gives it a run, and good catch there by Grant Hafley right behind home plate. Picked up out number one there, fought that wind as that ball was coming right back to us, as we said, right behind home plate. Pushed it right back into the field to play for Hafley. Already breeds an issue here in this one. Brett Heidemann, first baseman, steps into the left-handed batter's box. Tall lefty wearing number 7, tied to the box too as well. Marysville trailing in this one, 1-0, bottom of the first after 3 straight singles by Corning here in the bottom. Marysville sent 4 to the plate, top of the first. Landon Smith got on with an E6, got all the way over to third with a passed ball. As now 1-1 count, we'll even this up to Heidemann. Was stranded, though, at third after a ground out from Wes Anderson and a ground out from Carter Olson. Lefty sends it in. Miller's pitch is just low and inside. 2 balls, 1 strike now to Brett Heidemann. Jordan Miller on the mound, came in relief last night for Dakota Slupionic. Pitches here, grounds this one right back to Miller. Miller takes it off the turf, sends it over to first, and a big count number 2 here. 1-3 is how that's going to be called. After 3 straight singles, Miller using his defense here, getting 2 outs now in the bottom of the first. Pitcher Henry Heidemann will now step into the plate. Big right-handed hitter, going about 6'2" there. Lengthy with that power right arm. Trying to help his own cause now as runners stand at second and third for Corning. Already 1 run in here in the bottom of the first inning. Miller comes set from the belt, kicks, deals, brings this one out, strike right down the middle. Good-looking pitch there from Miller. Single brings in 2 runs here. Corning, leading 1-0. Going to have to get that one straight after calling Marysville Concordia last night. Marysville Corning here today. Here's a foul off. That one's going to stay fair, throwing it over to first, and 3 straight outs now, 2 recorded by Miller. After 3 hits in this inning, Corning only able to manufacture 1 run. They leave 2 men on base after 1 inning. It is Corning 1, Marysville 0. Marysville up the bats, top of the second inning.
Tires aren't all the same, and neither are tire dealers. Find a dealer like Mike's OK Tire, who carries Michelin and BF Goodrich tires. Michelin offers safe, fuel-efficient, long-lasting tires that provide exceptional performance and extraordinary value. BF Goodrich tires are built for drivers looking for high performance and aggressive styling. Next time you need tires, don't deal with amateurs. See the tire experts. See Mike's OK Tire in downtown Marysville for tires, repair, alignment, and service.
Since 1976, Olmsted Real Estate and Auctions has been your farm and home marketing team. Let the experienced family team of Tom and Rob Olmsted and brother-in-law Tom Kirkland guide you when buying or selling a home or farmland. Delivering timely, honest, and professional guidance, Visit olmstedrealestate.com to view current listings and auctions. Your farm and home marketing team is Olmsted Real Estate and Auctions.
310, sold 300. That's buyer 5-2.
Marysville Senior American Legion playing their fourth game in 3 games. They started this tournament off with a 6-4 loss versus Hiawatha on Friday, dropped down to the bottom side of the bracket, came back with a win early yesterday morning, 8 a.m., 6-2 over Independence, and an excellent pitching performance by Gavin LeDuc. Gave up 2 runs in the first inning, but since then shut down that Independence offense. Turned around, played 12 hours later last night in what was a late contest, ended about 11 o'clock with a 16-5 win over Concordia, but it was closer than that. Marysville held a 10-0 lead going into the bottom of the 5th. Concordia scored 5 runs on 4 straight hits to start off that inning, really shifted the momentum. Marysville came back with 6 runs, though, in the top of the 7th to claim that victory, in which saw an offense finally turn it on last evening. Marysville in the first 2 games of the contest scored only 10 runs combined. It scored 16 last night, so looking for those bats here today. One offer to Gibbs over at shortstop. A second error now for Gibbs. As Gavin LeDuc starts his afternoon off with a nice hit there. He's going to get on base, a rocket right to Gibbs for the second error of the afternoon on the shortstop from Corning. Marysville looking to take advantage here of that mistake. Leadoff runner over at first is Gavin LeDuc. Went after the first pitch he saw. Now it will be Ty Mosier. Right fielder steps in there on the right side, lays down a bunt. Good-looking bunt there right to Heidemann. Heidemann can't get it, and the speedy Mosier is safe at first. An error and a hit here for Marysville has them in action with no outs, top of the second inning. Gavin LeDuc now stands at second with that single. Ty Mosier. Now in will come the first time we've seen him here this year since state track. The Axel Eagle Brandon Schmelsley getting a chance from the right side of the plate. Kansas football commit, all-state quarterback for the Eagles. Takes a rip, first pitch right up the middle. That's going to be a single for Schmelsley. LeDuc's going to be waved home. Marysville looking to tie this one up. Play at the plate's going to be close. LeDuc is safe, and an RBI single for Brandon Schmelsley in his first at-bat here this season. Big swing and a hit for Schmelsley as Mosier moves up to second, and a run scores for Marysville. Unearned on that error, but the error is costly as we've tied it up here at 1-1. Quite a way to start your summer as you come in an elimination game. First pitch you've seen all season due to an injury. Gets a single there for Brandon Schmelsley. Alex Shale now steps into the batter's box, right side over there. Had himself a 2-for-3 night last night with 3 RBIs and a run scored. And before mentioned, that Marysville offense really decided to pick up last evening to a tune of 16 runs in that contest. Here's a bunt again, right back to Heidemann at the pitcher's mound, throws over to first, but does his job by Shale. That's going to be a sacrifice bunt, move everyone up 90 feet, and now 2 runners in scoring position here with 1 out. Wyatt Detweiler will step into the plate. Left fielder's going to get plenty of action today in the field with that win. Detweiler last night 0-for-2, but he did have 3 walks and 3 runs scored on all of those walks. Each time he got on base, came around to score. Here's a pitch that's low, but it's going to be called a strike as Detweiler now behind in the count 0-1. There's that gusty breeze we were talking about 30 miles an hour coming in from the south. 0-1 pitch. Detweiler swings through that one. Now behind in this count, 0-1. Heidemann's hat flew off. Wyatt Detweiler swung right through that one. Now down in the hole, 0-2. Inning started with an error by shortstop Drew Gibbs. Ty Mosier got on with a single. Brandon Schmelsley drove in his first RBI of the season with a single as Gavin LeDuc came around to score. He was the one that reached on that error. Now Mosier stands at third, Schmelsley at second after the sacrifice bunt by Alex Shale. Detweiler gets another opportunity, lifts this one center field. That might be deep enough to drive in a run. It is caught by an excellent catch by the center field, but coming down from third will be Ty Moser as Marysville takes the 2-1 lead here, top of the second inning. RBI sac fly for Wyatt Detweiler. Marysville now leads here 2-1 on one hit and that error by Gibbs. First ERA thrown to Henry Heidemann, as the first one was an error. Drew Gibbs threw that one into the dirt, allowed Deanna LeDuc to get on base. Back to the top of the order we go in Grant Hafley. Struck out in his first attempt, now down here in the count 0-1. Launches this fastball, go high, knocks it up now, 1-1 apiece. Schmelsley stands at second. No one on first here. After that sacrifice fly, drove in the second run of the day. Heidemann loses that hat again, has to pick that one up. Hard throwing righty, thrown right out of his hat so far today. 2-1 the count now after that ball. 2-1 count, brings it in as Hafley grounds it past shortstop. Smelsley's going to turn on the burners. Around third he goes. No play at the plate as the speedy Smelsley gets in to score. Marysville leads this one 3-1. Top of the second inning. An RBI single there for Grant Hafley. Has this Marysville offense rocking and rolling here early on, just like they were last night. They put a 3 spot up in the second, third, and a 4 spot in the fourth. Already 3 here in the top of the first. Hafley over at first, decent little lead. Pitch is going to be high now to Landon Schmitz. Schmitz reached on a throwing error by Gibbs. Already 2 errors by the shortstop for Corning here today. Ended up being stranded at first in that first inning. Runner goes off for second. Hafley's going to be in there. It's going to be close, and he is out. Good throw there by L.J. Kelzer behind the plate, and gunned out at second was Grant Hafley, but not before damage is done here. Marysville gets 3 runs on 2 hits. 1 man left on base and 1 error in the field for Corning. And Marysville leads this one 3-1 as we go to the bottom of the second.
All new 2024 Chevy Silverado pickups got to go to make room for the 25 models. And the Norris Motor Company has the Silverado 1500 model LT Trail Boss Edition, 1500 model in Colorado work trucks. They're 4-wheel drive. And a pair of 2500 Z71 package Chevy Silverado pickups. They're new and they're ready for your test drive at the Norris Motor Company in Marysville.
After the storm, Cromie Lumber has everything you need to build it back. If the roof needs repair, build it back with quality shingles, including hail and wind-resistant styles, as well as metal roofing options. Let them help guide your best decision as to what's right for your home. Storms or not, is it time to update your home's windows and doors? Cromie Lumber can get a free estimate with whatever fits your needs. Increase energy efficiency, improve the looks, and make cleaning them easier. Glass and screen repair always available as well. Cromie Lumber has everything you need to build it back. Shop local. Shop Cromie Lumber, Marysville and Washington.
If you're a driver over 50, it may be time to switch your auto insurance. The AARP Auto Insurance Program from the Hartford is now available through Copeland Insurance Agency in Marysville. Call today for your free, no-obligation quote. Learn more about special rates, benefits, and service designed especially for AARP members. Call the Copeland Insurance Agency at 619-6220. That's 619-6220. Certain policy features are subject to eligibility and may not be available in all states. Hartford Fire Insurance Company, Hartford, Connecticut.
Max Blasky back with you here on KNDY on a beautiful Sunday afternoon. It is breezy, about 85 degrees. It's going to get hot here this afternoon, but Marysville American Legion leads this one 3-1. Does not mind the heat if they can keep playing here today. Saved off elimination versus wins against Independence and Concordia. Now playing Corning here this morning. If winner of this contest will move on to play 6 o'clock later tonight, and then winner of that one will move on to the championship. Top side of the bracket, 2-seed Hiawatha meets up with top seed and back-to-back champion Iola this afternoon at 3:30. Jordan Miller back on the mound, now pitching with the lead. Miller paints the corner with a strike down and away. Paxton Bowers, speedy second baseman, steps up there. He's had himself a heck of a weekend so far. Rips this one right over the glove of Carter Olson. and that's going to be down for a single by Turn at first, but good job by Detweiler jumping on it, and another hit by Paxton Bowers. Already 4 hits allowed by Jordan Miller here in the first inning, and now going into the second. Ben Haverkamp steps in now, lefty center fielder. Bat high up there. Bowers always a threat to steal over at first. Miller's going to toss it over there. Good catch there by Shale, picking that one out of the dirt, not allowing it to get past him as Bowers would be off and running. We expect to see him here in any moment. Marysville scored 2 in the top of the second. 2 earned runs. It goes to Henry Heidemann on the throwing error by Gibbs. Now it's going to be grounded to second baseman. LeDuc's going to go to second, get the force out. No throw, or a throw over to first, but no play, as Bowers is going to be out at second. We're just going to switch over at first there, as Haverkamp will be safe on the single. 9-hole hitter Miles Wimberly steps in there, right-handed bat. Good job by LeDuc. It was a close play at second there. Got the speedy Bowers lead runner. Speed still, though, on the bases for Corning. Corning a little bit more power as a team as Matt Wimberly pounds this one to Olson. Olson goes down to second, over to first again, and lead runner again. So we're just switching around. Back to the leadoff batter now, and it will be Hunter Lamond, left field. He singled his first at bat. A loud one off the outfield wall right underneath the yellow stripe here in left field. Use that wind. Standing at first now, Miles Wimberly after 2 straight ground outs. Marysville doing a good job just getting the lead runner. First pitch swinging over to LeDuc. LeDuc takes it over to first base, and Marysville retires 4. Faces 4, retires 3, here in this top or bottom of the second inning. No runs, 3 hits, no errors in the field, 1 man left on base. We're back to the top of the third after this.
As summer temperatures heat up, so are opportunities at Landall Company. Landall and Marysville offers stable employment with advancement opportunities, annual raises, 4% attendance bonus, $2 per hour shift differential, competitive wages and benefits that include profit sharing, fuel allowance to drive to work, comprehensive insurance with a $500 deductible, and more. Learn more and apply online at landall.com today. EEO Vets and Disabilities welcome. Learn more at landall.com.
At RX Drugstore, the staff at your locally owned Health Mart Pharmacy is proud to support the Marysville and area communities. This is where they choose to live and work. It is important for them to get to know you, their customer, as they provide prescription, over-the-counter, and durable medical equipment services to meet your healthcare needs. They take pride in offering fast and friendly hometown service. RX Drugstore would like to thank you for keeping it local and appreciates your business. Stop in and see them in downtown Marysville today.
A big thank you to our Marysville Sports Booster that makes this broadcast possible, and every football and basketball broadcast for Marysville Athletics here on KNDY FM 94.1 AM 1570. You can find us online, too, at KNDYradio.com, and, of course, in that free KNDY mobile app. Marysville leads this one 3-1 to the top of the order. Landon Schmitz will start this inning off. He saw 1 pitch before Grant Agley got thrown out trying to steal second for the 3rd out there in the top of the second. But Marysville put up 3 runs on 2 hits with 1 error in the field committed by Corning. Marysville leads this one 3-1. Righty Henry Heidemann back to the mound here. Swing and a miss by Landon Schmitz. As before mentioned, he reached on an error in that first inning, got all the way over to third, but was stranded there in the first. 0-1 pitch brings this one in. This is going to be inside, and it clipped him. So Landon Schmitz is going to get on base here for Marysville to lead off this 3rd inning. First hit by pitch by Heidemann issued. First one here by Marysville, 2 as well. Second straight inning now. Marysville's got the lead off on. Gavin Leduc reached in the second on a throwing area by Drew Gibbs. Now Landon Schmitz stands at first. Speedy Smith takes off for second on first pitch. This is going to be driven to center fielder. Smith is going to have to get back as center fielder gets under there. Smith back to first. Had a good jump, but probably a hit and run as Les Anderson drove that to center field. Second straight pop-up now for Anderson, and that will bring up Carter Olson. Grounded out to second base his first time up. Smith still standing at first. Righty hand, Heidemann comes set. Smith's not running on that one. That's going to be a late called strike. A strike nonetheless, though. 0-1 now is Olson behind in the count. One out here, top of the third inning. Marysville leads 3-1. Smith reached on a hit by pitch. There goes Smith. No, pitch is low. It's going to be a ball. Ball even gets away from the catcher, but no catch or no threat of even throwing down Schmitz as he took off. Had a nice jump on it. This Marysville team possesses some excellent speed on the base pass. We saw it last night, threaten the defense, and they'll make some errors. Concordia, 5 errors last night as Olson has to jump out of the way of this one. Almost clipped his front and back foot, kind of did a little hopscotch move to avoid that one. He's going to be ahead in the count now, 2-1. Errors a big issue for this Corning team, too, as well as unofficially. They have 10 errors through 4 games so far here at this tournament. That's going to be a outside strike. We extended that strike zone pretty nicely to the outside. A little groan from the Marysville standpoint over here to my right. Tied up count 2-2 now. Heinemann brings it set. This is going to be low and inside. Full count now here by Olson. Worked himself a 3-1 count before grounding out to second base his first time up. 3-2 count now here by Olson. Heidemann comes set, takes a peek at Smith at second, and it's going to be inside. Walk issued. Runners at first and second now. First walk here of the afternoon by Henry Heidemann as Marysville's now got 2 on with Gavin Leduc up. Reached on an error his first time up, came around to score the first run of the afternoon. And now we're going to have a visit from the Corning coach. Probably just here to settle down his pitcher. We see this multiple times. I've seen this throughout this tournament as early on. Got to settle down those pitchers. And here trailing 3-1. Missed with Olson badly on a lot of those pitches. Got lucked out on one pitch called. Probably just here to settle down his pitcher. Winner of this contest will go on to play tonight at 6 o'clock. They will face the loser of our next game here between Hiawatha and Iola on the top side of the bracket. The top 2 seeds still alive on the top side. No losses already as this tournament started with 8 teams. We're already down now here to 4 on a Sunday afternoon. Meeting on the mound is over with. Everyone goes back to their respective spots, and stepping in again will be Leduc. Leduc, busy man in the field so far. Now looking for a hit, possibly RBI 2 as well, with Landon Schmidt standing at second after a hit by pitch and a steal. Carter Olson just worked himself over to first with a walk. Here's going to be a throw over to third. This one goes into the left field, not even close to third base from a bad throw by L.J. Kelzer. And Landon Schmitz comes in to throw on the E2 there. Already 3 errors committed by Corning in this contest as Olson moves up to second on the throwing error by the catcher. Just came out of his hand wrong, almost threw it into the hole between shortstop and third base. And they're coming back to bite Corning here in this one. Marysville leads 4-1. Leduc ahead in the count 0-1 as he went to lay down the bunt as first pitch up. Sees this one goes outside. 2-0 now the count. Olson moved up to second on that throwing error, worked himself on with a walk. Heidemann brings it set, brings it past the catcher, past the ball 2 as well on the wild pitch. And that's going to move Olson all the way up to third. So pressure being put on here by this Marysville offense. Reminds you, if you're Royals fans, of those Royals teams when they went to the World Series, almost causes the defense to make mistakes they're not used to. as the Corning defense is really shooting themselves in the foot here in this one, but Marysville will take it leading 4-1 here in the top of the third inning. They put up a 3 spot in the second, already one home. Second run 90 feet away as this one's well outside. Kind of gets away from Kelzer, but LeDuc works himself a walk. Second walk here in the inning, already issued by Henry Heidemann. Will set up a double play opportunity, but this might be it as another meeting on the mound is going to be called. We'll see what Corning decides to do here on this one. Everyone just meeting on the mound, just a miscommunication between the catcher and the pitcher. Pitcher not really part of this conversation now, as they're just trying to talk things over from the Corning standpoint, but Marysville putting the pressure on this Corning defense. Hasn't been very clean so far here in this one. Already mentioned 3 errors so far in this first 3 innings, and we will have a pitching change. So we're going to take a quick timeout. We'll bring it back after this one. Marysville leading 4-1, top of the third inning.
Fresh as fresh can be, Papa Dave's Veggies are garden fresh and available each Saturday morning at the Farmers Market in Marysville. Pick of the crop with guaranteed fresh, all locally grown garden produce. Catch Dave Bruna Saturday mornings at the Marysville Farmers Market or stop by the garden on North 6th Street. His phone number 785-562-6341.
Every producer worth his salt knows you're paid to produce. Same in our business. As ag banking experts, we know how to help your operation be successful, how to grow your business, how to produce results. So when you need an ag banking specialist for any reason, talk to us. Like you. We're paid to produce. Citizens State Bank, Marysville, Waterville, and Hanover. Member FDIC.
We're just making a living, making things grow.
Hey, farmers and ranchers, ready for planting season? Need a fuel buddy who's got your back? Kramer Oil is here for you. From Marysville to Jamestown, Longford, and everywhere in between, our 13 card lock locations keep you running smooth from sunup to sundown. Say goodbye to running on empty during planting. With Kramer Oil, you get reliable fuel services that fit just right with your farm's needs. Kramer Oil, powering your farm's success. Your go-to for fuel in Kansas and Nebraska.
Pitching change here for Corning already in the top of the third inning. It will be shortstop Drew Gibbs moving to pitcher already with 2 errors here in the field. He'll take over on the mound. Pitcher Henry Heidemann will move over to left field. Meanwhile, Hunter Lehman will come in to second base. He was in left field. Hunter takes off for second. LeDuc is caught in between first and second. LeDuc trying to work himself over, but Marysville is going to get themselves a run as coming down on the chase down was Carter Olson. The runner's going to be out, gets himself in a pickle, but ends up getting another run for Marysville here. So manufacturing runs here for this Legion team, all with no hits in this third inning. It is 5-1 here. 2 runs on no hits, 1 error in the field. And now it will be Ty Mosier. Takes a rip at this one. This one's going to be popped in between second and shallow right. It drops in between the second baseman and right fielder. Just kind of hung up there in the air. And it's going to be the first hit of this inning as Marysville keeps the line moving here in the third. 5-1 here. Marysville trying to stave off elimination. They've won 2 straight elimination games, trying to make it a third here on a Sunday afternoon. Brandon Schmelsley steps in already with an RBI and a run on a single in the second inning. His first pitch he saw all summer as he was nursing a foot injury throughout the summer. Comes in, first pitch swing, and now this runs in and hits Schmelsley off the rib cage, and he's going to be on base for the second straight time. Tough kid there. He's going to be fine. But another hit by pitch for this Corning pitching staff. Second one already here today will bring up Alex Shale. Ground out on a bunt in the first inning. This is going to be lifted down the right field line, but extremely foul over there, over the Marysville dugout. Schmelsley stands at first. Ty Mosier stands at second. This inning started with a hit by pitch of Landon Schmitz. He came around to score on a throwing error by the catcher. Carter Olson also came down in the pickle, gut in by Gavin Leduc. Lift to left field. Alex Shale out to center field. That wind is pushing him back, but making a catch there in center field will be Ben Haverkamp. Not before damage is done, though, here by Marysville as they get 2 runs on 1 hit. 2 men left on base and 1 throwing error by the catcher for Corning. Marysville leads 5-1 going into the bottom of the 3rd inning.
Hop in, let's go to Honeyman Ford in Seneca, the best place to be.
Skip the drive. Come see us right here in Marysville, Kansas. At Honeyman Auto Sales and Service, you'll find the same honest sales experience backed by the same reliable service. With the same goals in mind, our Marysville location is sure to provide you with a satisfying vehicle experience. Find us on Facebook or stop in at 1122 Pony Express Highway today.
Have you driven a Honeyman Ford lately?
As the weather turns warm, it may be time to breathe new life into your outdoor space. Visit Hometown Lumber in Marysville or Axtell Lumber today to browse their wide selection of premium lawn fertilizers and insect repellents, grass seed, potting soil, and lawn tools to make the job easier. All the gardening essentials for whether you're a seasoned green thumb or a budding enthusiast, Hometown Lumber in Marysville and Axtell Lumber have what you need to grow something beautiful this year.
Marysville offense was awakened last night to the tune of 16 runs. They lead here into the bottom of the 3rd, 5-1 in this elimination game versus Corning. Good time to remind you that if you missed that game last night or any of our broadcasts from KNDY, swing on over to KNDYradio.com and check out the the podcast tab. You can listen live to any broadcast wherever you're at. But if you want to go back and listen to a game, happen to miss it, or just really like the call, swing on over to KNDYradio.com under the podcast. Listen to any broadcast at any time, including our noon news day. On a 0-1 count, it's going to be eaten up by Wes Anderson. Somehow still makes the throw off. And we're going to, go ahead and call that one an error as L.J. Kelzer reaches first on the E6. First error by Marysville here in this tournament. Something that Corning has a little trouble with, or had a little trouble with, unofficially 10 errors committed by Corning in these 4 games. Marysville has been very good in the field, but they're always a first for everything. That ball ate up Anderson on this AstroTurf, looking to get out of it now as courtesy runner comes in for catcher Kelzer. It's going to be Drew Gibbs bringing it in. Morrison there over at first does not take off as that ball got a little bit away from Grant Hafley. Hafley did a good job keeping it close to home plate. There's going to be a 1-1 count now to Gibbs. Gibbs, a loud single in his first time, hit that all the way to the left field wall, used that air, was looking for another one there as he took a rip, fouls this one straight back, though, as he was on that pitch from Miller just a little bit below it. 1-1 is actually the count there. Yep, got it wrong on my score sheet. Run 1 is your count to the 3-hole hitter, Drew Gibbs. New pitcher in for Corning. That one's going to be outside. So now ball 2, 2-1 count here. L.J. Kelzer just reached on the throwing error by Wes Anderson. Able to reach on that error. Now pinch running is John Morrison standing over there at first. The speedy pinch runner takes a nice little lead, watches this pitch go by, does Gibbs, as it's 3-1 now to the righty. Jordan Miller still out there on the mound for Marysville. 3-1 count coming in. This one is a strike right down the middle. Full count now here on the 3-hole hitter. Marysville still looking for their first out in the bottom of this 3rd inning, leading 5-1. 3 runs in the second, 2 runs in this top of the 3rd. Miller comes set from the belt, kicks, deals, and it's going to be outside. First walk issued by Miller here in this one. We'll put 2 on now with no outs for Corning. Race Fisher comes up. Third baseman for Corning stands in there tight and the right-handed batter's box. 2 on, no out as Fisher, fooled by that off-speed pitch, really gives a whiff at that. A little more breeze than even normal, as now Miller is ahead in the count, 0-1. 0-1 count here as Miller brings this one in. It's going to be a outside ball, low and away. 1-1 now the count. Runner at second is courtesy runner John Morrison. L.J. Kelser reads on the throwing error by Anderson as Fisher pops this one high. Left fielder Detweiler coming in. Neither him nor Anderson can get there. Throw's going to be thrown at third, and the force out at third will be made. So fielder's choice there for Race Fisher as he does reach on third. Gibbs moves up to second. Now Fisher stands at first. So reaching out on those fielder's choice. Marysville had two of those in the bottom of the second. Still counts as an out nonetheless. Brett Heidemann will come up, grounded out to pitcher Miller his first time up. Takes a peek over at second, brings this one up high, pop fly behind the catcher mitt. Great diving catch by Grant Hafley. Went down to one knee and a big second out there. Big cheer from the Marysville faithful here that made the nice hour-and-a-half drive over here to Concordia. Hafley has been absolutely masterful behind the plate here defensively for Marysville in this tournament and showing why on the season he himself was a first-team utility player all-state for Marysville. Two out now, two men still on, runners at second and first. Strike being thrown. Henry Heidemann watches the fastball go right down the middle. Good pitch there by Miller to get ahead in the count. One walk issued by Miller so far. First one here today. Second pitch is going to be in the dirt. Ball one now. 1-1 your count as we're even it up. Corning struck in the bottom of the first. Marysville put up 3 in the second, 2 in the third now, leading this one 5-1 as we play bottom of the third inning in this elimination contest from Concordia. Heidemann takes a step off the mound. Now the 1-1 pitch. Miller takes a peek from the belt, deals up the middle. Anderson not there, not able to make the play. Boots it again, and Gibbs will come in to score the second run for Corning here. That's going to be, I believe, another error by Anderson. So 2 errors here in this inning by the shortstop. Been a trouble possession all weekend. Seen a lot of errors committed by shortstops over the weekend. Nonetheless, it still counts as a run for Corning as they cut this deficit down to 5-3. Henry Heidemann Paxton Bowers now steps into the plate. Speedy Bowers from Centralia. One of the hotter hitters here all weekend long. Race Fisher stands at second. Henry Heidemann stands at first after this error. Pitch is thrown in there. 1-1 strike now. Even counts to the 7-hole hitter. Bottom of this Corning order, really this entire Corning order, dangerous from the plate. Miller takes a look at second, brings, sets, deals, popped out. That's going to be center left field. Tough run for Detweiler, and he can't get there in between left and center field. As it was actually Landon Schmitz that couldn't get there from center field, and Race Fisher comes around to score, and all the way over to third will go Henry Heidemann with a RBI single and another error by Paxton Bowers. An E8, so 3 errors by Marysville already here in this inning. Has this contest half as it is 6-3. Bottom of the third inning as Ben Haverkamp will get an opportunity now. Marysville held the 5-run lead before the start of this inning. Still here with 2 outs. All runs coming with 2 outs, trying to get that third and most important one. Ben Haverkamp, fielder's choice, his first time up. Jordan Miller takes a peek, grounds this one to Leduc. It does Haverkamp. Leduc on over to first. Long throw, but getting down is Alex Shale as that throw was high. Shale had to come off the bag. But good job there by Alex by getting those feet down as finally Marysville gets out of this third inning, but without damage done by Corning as Corning scores 2 runs on 1 hit 3 errors in the field, too, as well, but 2 men left on base by Corning. Through 3 innings, it is 5-3. Marysville leads. Marysville bats coming up next.
Generations have relied on Kinsley's of Marysville, the Padden Funeral Chapel in Frankfort, Hanover Mortuary, Ward Funeral Homes of Lynn and Washington, and Landreth Axtell Funeral Home. You can continue to rely on the professional experience that they provide and the heartfelt concern that they offer each family that they serve. Caring concern in your family's time of need. Croc Family Insurance is here to help you find the right insurance products to protect what matters most to you. As an independent agency, they represent over 80 companies that allow options for the right products at the right cost. See Brian Croc today for home, auto, commercial coverage, and more. Call or stop by at 1119 Broadway, just west of the courthouse in Marysville. Find them online at crocfamilyinsurance.com. For complete coverage and a competitive quote, reach out to Croc Family Insurance in Marysville.
Max Blasty back with you here from Concordia, Kansas. Marysville leads this one 5-3. Just gave up 2 runs there in the bottom of the third order. But a Marysville squad that sent 7 to the plate in that third inning is back up to bat, trying to extend this lead. Wyatt Detweiler will start off this inning. 9-hole hitter here today for the Marysville squad. A sac fly RBI in the second inning. Drove him 1 of 3 runs the Marysville put up there in the second. Righty there, steps in there, busy in left field so far here today. Righty-righty matchup as back to the bump will be Drew Gibbs. Came in on relief after 2 1/3 innings from starter Henry Heidemann. Didn't want to use him. Was talking to a few people here. And they're trying to save Gibbs for a later contest, but obviously trailing 5-1, you have to go with your best pitcher out there. So Gibbs brings this one in. This one's going to be low and away. Detweiler head in this count 2-0. These two teams have met twice this year already. Marysville won the first game back on June 5th, 8-3, and then fell in the second game 10-2. So split a pair so far this year. Detweiler fouls this one off, and now 2-1 the count to the 9-hole hitter. Gibbs brings it in. That one's going to be a strike on the outside. Knots it up now 2-2 the count to the speedy Detweiler. Speed a key for this Marysville team, and it's helped them defensively. 2-2 count upcoming. Swing and a miss is going to catch up to the fastball. First strikeout by Gibbs in this one. Back to the top of the order we go for Marysville. Grant Hafley now will step in, officially 1 for 2 with an RBI. Got thrown out trying to steal second. Was the final out there of the second inning. Try and get the top of the order back to rolling. Righty-righty matchup. Gibbs brings this one in. Fastball high and tight for a ball. 1-0 the count. Gibbs working quickly here. Comes set, kicks and deals, brings it in. That one's going to be popped high into that breeze and might keep it in fair play. Catcher going after it. No one can get after that one as Hafley stays alive for one more at bat. Good attempt there by L.J. Kelzer. Not quite as graceful as Grant Hafley got his first out in that half inning before. But that ball kept in play thanks to this strong south wind blowing in about 20, 25 miles an hour here today. 1-1 count now to leadoff hitter Grant Hafley. Wyatt Detweiler struck out to lead off this inning. Gibbs comes set, brings it in. This one's going to be high and tight. 2-1. Hafley steps in there. Catcher already with some good defensive plays. Looking to get on there. Way behind that fastball. 2-2 on the high strike. Might have been a little bit above that strike zone. Guys' eyes get big, and you got to take a rip at it. 2-2 now. As Gibbs looks to get out of this inning, 1 out. That one's going to be a strike-looking inside fastball is going to be the call. Back-to-back strikeouts now by Drew Gibbs, and that'll be 2 outs here in this inning as 2-hole hitter Landon Schmitz comes up. Took a pitch off the ribs in the third inning, reached on a throwing error in the first, so reached on both, but officially now no at-bats. brings this one in. That's going to be a curveball. So strike number one on that breaking ball. Working here, Gibbs quickly in. This one's fouled. Rocket over to the right side, but it is going to be a foul ball. So 0-2 quickly here on Schmitz. 2 outs here. Top of the fourth inning. Gibbs brings this one in. That's one going to be just low and outside, but a ball nonetheless as Schmitz lives to find another day. Gibbs working quickly here. 2 outs, both of them strikeouts here in the inning. Smith's trying to avoid that one. That one's going to be a high fastball. High and tight. 2-2 now the count. Gibbs getting it up there. 2-2 count now as Gibbs comes set. Kicks, deals to Smith. Pounce this one high back into the field of play. It's going to stay over by the Marysville bench. And I believe caught over there by the first baseman, Brent Heidemann. Athletic catch as he reached over the rail into the Marysville dugout for the third and final out of this top of the fourth inning. So Marysville goes no hits, no runs, no men left on base, and no, for the first time, too, for Corning, no errors in the field in this contest as we go to the bottom of the fourth. 5-3 your score. Jordan Miller back to the mound.
It's that time of year. Hey, Blue Valley customers, come see us this summer at one of the county fairs to pick up your customer appreciation coupons for the 4-H food stands. Help us celebrate another year of keeping our communities connected and how much we appreciate the opportunity to serve you. Find the full schedule at bluevalley.net/summer.
Have you ever wondered what sets Sunflower Community Credit Union apart from the rest? It's the power of ownership. When you join Sunflower Community Credit Union, you're not just a customer. You're a member and an owner. Sunflower Community Credit Union is a member-owned, nonprofit financial institution that places our members' needs as our top priority. We're here to help you grow your savings, manage your finances, and achieve your dreams. Visit Sunflower Community Credit Union in Marysville, where ownership matters.
Marysville looking to survive and advance play another day. Marysville fell in first-round action Friday to Hiawatha, 6-4. Came back with a win yesterday morning early on, 6-2 versus Independence, and turned around 12 hours later. Took on a Concordia team that was in the championship game last year, beat them 16-5. Here in this one, they lead 5-3, and Miller back to work now in the bottom of the fourth inning. Corning scored 1 in the first. Miller shut him out in the second, was working nicely in the third before 3 errors by Marysville. Their first 3 errors of this weekend's tournament gave Corning 2 runs there in the bottom of the third inning. Up will be Hunter Lehman, leadoff hitter, standing tight in the right-handed side of the bat. Miles Wimberly, 9-hole hitter. Bottom side of the order. Lehman will be up, and Kelzer will be after him. Miller behind in the count here, 3-1. Fielder's choice for Wimberly his first time. Grounds this one to Olson. Olson takes the big hop all the way across the diamond, and that's going to be snagged by Shale, but easily in there with a single will be Miles Wimberly. Olson decided to take the long hop on that one and might have cost him an out. If he would have charged on that one, Colley could have fired across and got Wimberly, but now Corning in action with 1 on and no out. Top of the order upcoming for this squad. Scored 2 in the bottom of the third. Here's a pitch into the dirt, but good pitch by Hafley, who has probably been the defensive star for Marysville here in this tournament. Miller behind Lehman, 1-0. Officially a single and a ground out to his name so far. He did come around to score on that single in the first inning, scored the first run of the contest, bottom of the first. Miller gets this one across, but it will be a ball. 2-0 now to the leadoff hitter. Righty stands in there for strike now thrown on the outside half. Miller fights back into this one, 1-2. No outs here, top or bottom of the fourth inning. Miles Wimberly just reached on a single. Here's a high pop fly, going to go back behind us. Again, some kid's going to get a lucky popsicle. I haven't had any luck so here this weekend, but maybe my luck will change later on this afternoon. 2-2 here for the leadoff hitter. Miller takes a look at first, kicks, steals, brings this one in, grounded to LeDuc at second. LeDuc's only play is going to be going to the first, and he will drop by Alex Shale. So all of a sudden, a sure-handed defensive squad for Marysville is giving up errors left and right. That's going to be an E3. As now there's been 4 errors committed by this Marysville defense, and John Hafley is going to go out and have a meeting on the mound, just trying to calm down his pitcher. LeDuc threw it high to Shale on the last out of the third inning. Shale had to come down and get it. This one was just simply dropped by the first baseman, just trying to get those heads right as Corning has 2 runners out with still nobody out here in the bottom of the 4th inning. L.J. Kelzer will be up. Drew Gibbs after him, and Race Fisher meet of this Corning order up with 2 men standing on base. Miller needing to work himself, find a way to get a first out of this 4th inning. Marysville used Dakota Slupionic the other night, Miller sparingly, and coming in to close out the game last night was Paxton Vogt for an inning. Big first strike here to Kelzer. Kelzer reached in the third on the first error committed by shortstop Wes Anderson in the 3rd inning. Reached also on a single in the first. Here's going to be a little bloop. Going to be taken on a bounce. It's going to drop on the turf, and everyone's going to be safe right in front of LeDuc. He thought it was going to come to him a little quicker, but that wind pushed it down. Hit a weird spot there on the turf, and it will be bases loaded now with no outs for Corning. We're going to give her a hit there for L.J. Kelzer, as now I believe that day is going to be done for Jordan Miller as he hands that ball over to John Hafley. Miller, good job so far, but his day is done. We're going to take a break. When we come back, we'll announce the new pitcher. Marysville still holding on to a 5-3 lead.
Bremen Farmers Mutual Insurance, providing high-quality coverage and service, all at a competitive premium cost. Since 1888, Bremen Farmers Mutual has offered homeowner, farm owner, business owner, fire, and inland marine coverage. Dependable and affordable. See your local agent representing Bremen Farmers Mutual Insurance. Learn more about the various insurance products offered by going online at bfmic.com.
Turnkey custom home builds with inline construction make the home building process as easy as you approving final decisions. From start to finish, let Inline tackle site preparation, foundation, framing, and finish inside and out. Lots are available at Hartley Ridge in North Marysville, or they can build on your site. Call today and get started with Inline Construction.
Ride into summer savings with Crownover Auto Sales in Marysville. This is Andrew Crownover, and with our full selection, be ready to cruise in style and be the envy of the neighborhood with your new ride sitting in the driveway. With new arrivals daily, visit CrownoverAutoSales.com or stop by and see either me or Ethan today.
Farmers, they're the lifeblood of America. The men and women who tackle the toughest jobs to put clothes on our backs and food on our tables. They might do it quietly, but their genuine values and tireless work ethic are an inspiration to us all. Some might say farming is a thankless occupation, so that's why we're taking the time to say thanks. Farm Bureau Financial Services, protecting what matters most.
Patrick Booty in Marysville is your local agent with Marshall County, Farm Bureau Insurance, and Farm Bureau Financial Services.
Agriculture. Our country was built on it. Our children are fed by it. No one quite understands the unique needs of the farmer like United Bank and Trust. Whether you raise crops or livestock, you need the right equipment at the right time. Our ag loans can help you acquire and maintain that equipment when and where you need it. Contact one of our experienced ag lenders today. United Bank and Trust. Banking for your way of life. Member FDIC. Equal housing lender.
Changes here in the lineup. Carson Spoons is going to be taken over on the mound as Jordan Miller's day is done after 3 innings. He leaves the bases loaded, no outs here in the bottom of the 4th inning. big spots here for Spoons as he fires this one in there for a strike to Drew Gibbs. So Spoons takes over at pitching. Brandon Schmelsley is going to take over in left field as now Wyatt Detweiler's day is done after 2 at-bats. As now pitch number 2 is going to be a ball, 1-1 the count. Spoons comes in, deals, pitches low and away, 2-1 now to Gibbs. Bases loaded here, no outs, bottom of the 4th inning. Marysville still holding on to a 5-3 lead, but in trouble here in the 4th. There's going to be a pitch awfully close to the outside corner, but a ball nonetheless. 3-1 is going to be the count. Spoons' first action here this weekend. 3-1 count. That's going to be a walk too as well, and that's going to walk in a run. An RBI walk there for Drew Gibbs, as that's going to bring in Rice Fisher. Everyone moves up 90 feet, and Corning keeps this action going. Our score's now 5-4. Nobody out. Marysville just looking for their first out here of this inning, trying to hold on to this 1-run lead. Put up 3 in the second, 2 in the third. Corning's put up 1 in the first, 2 in the fourth. Here's kind of a check swing high behind us. That's going to fall into the grass. Fisher behind in the count 0-2. Spoons ahead in the count 0-2, excuse me. Spoons comes set with the 0-2 pitch, brings it into the big third base, and it's going to be grounded to Anderson, left side, third base. We're going to get 1 run. We're going to trade a run for an out to the lead-out runner. So Field's choice RBI for Race Fisher as he's going to move up to first. Coming down from third, Hunter Lehman's going to score a run, and we've got ourselves a tied ball game. That big, important out, though. Jordan Miller gave up 3 straight hits to start this inning, loaded the bases. Carson Spoons now in there in relief, pitching out of the bullpen. First action for Spoons here this weekend. Fires a fastball down in the low to Brett Heidemann. Now behind in the count, 1-0. Here's going to be a strike on the outside, 1-1 now to Heidemann. Heidemann officially 0 for 2 with a ground out to the pitcher and popped out to catcher Grant Hafley. Double play would be big here for this Marysville defense. 1-1 the count. Spoons comes set, pounds it though, does Heidemann to center field. Underneath it is Landon Schmidt. Big second out here for Marysville as that ball hung up just high enough for Schmidt. Got a good contact on it, but right to the center fielder as now Henry Heidemann will step in. The new left fielder for Corning started this contest. Gave up all 5 runs to Marysville. Now a tied game in the bottom of the 4th. Spoons comes set against the righty. Righty-mighty matchup. Heidemann pounds it to shortstop Anderson, and he misses that one. And everyone's safe again. A third error here by Anderson in this contest. Second one in the inning. An E6 again was giving them their flowers early in this contest, and already 5 errors in this game for a Marysville defense that was errorless in the first 3 games, and 1 bat could score the go-ahead run. Paxton Bauer sets in there, takes a strike high, but a strike nonetheless. 0-1 the count. Brings this one in. That pitch is going to be low. 1-1 pitch here now. Spoons in relief. Bases still loaded. 2 outs for a Corning squad that has put up 2 in this half frame. Swing and a miss by Bowers was on top of it as it goes straight behind the net. Spoons will be ahead in this count 1-2. Trying to get out of it, just keeping this game tied would be a big out here as Carson Spoons came in relief for Jordan Miller. 1-2 pitch comes in. That one's going to be low according to Blue behind the plate. Going to lock us up now here at 2-2. Bases still loaded for Corning. They put up 2 here in the 4th, 2 in the 3rd, 1 in the 1st. Spoons comes set with the 1-1. That one's right up the middle, and that's going to score 2 for Corning. Base hit for Bowers. Big 2 RBI single. As coming in to score was Drew Gibbs and Race Fisher, as Marysville has given up this run, or this lead, and probably the hottest bats in this tournament. Paxton Bowers comes up big with a 2 RBI single. Still 2 outs here in this inning, but Corning now leads 7-5, putting up 4 here in the bottom of the 4th. The 9th man of this inning to come up to bat, Ben Haverkamp, will take a seat in the left-handed batter's box. Spoons comes set, powers that fastball by him for strike 1. Henry Heidemann now at second. Paxton Bowers standing at first. Haverkamp officially 0-for-2 with a fielder's choice and a ground out to Leduc at second. 1-1 now the count as that one goes outside. 4 runs here in the bottom of the 4th inning for Corning as they take the lead 7-5. Big swing and a miss by Haverkamp as Carson Spoons in relief of Jordan Miller looks to get out of this inning, keeping this deficit only at 2. Spoons comes set with the 1-2 pitch. Brings that in, and a big strikeout there by Carson Spoons finally gets Marysville out of this half inning. But 2 errors in the inning brings across 4 runs on 3 hits for Corning. 2 men left on base. But big defensive issues for Marysville as they go into the top of the 5th inning, trying to claw back now from this 7-5 deficit.
Freeze CPA in Marysville has built a heritage of trust and reliability with your accounting, tax, and business advisory needs through the years. Certified public accountant Marcus Freeze, with over 25 years of experience, and his staff continue that tradition of outstanding service to you, the customer, each and every day. Freeze CPA, downtown Marysville.
At Alliance Insurance, we are all excited to announce our long-awaited move to our new location at 715 Broadway. Previously Blue River Eye Care, which is located 1 door east of our old location. Just look for Dottie Rose. The same personalized service you expect at our new location back on Broadway. So from Tammy, Jen, and Diana, Alliance Insurance, please give us a call for all your insurance needs. 785-562-2393.
A sure-handed Marysville defense all weekend long has committed already 5 errors in this contest, all 5 in the last 2 innings, as Corning has taken the 7-5 lead as we work towards the top of this 5th inning. Corning struck first here, 1 run in the bottom of the 1st. Marysville held a 5-1 lead after 3 innings. Corning did put up 2 there to cut the deficit 5-3, and now Corning just put up 4 there in the bottom of the 4th. It will be middle of the order. Wes Anderson, a ground out and a pump out to his name here so far, looking to make up for those errors in the field here today. Here's going to be a strike throwing to Anderson. 1-1 now the count. Anderson, Olsen, and Leduc will be your 3 up. If anyone reaches, it will be Mosier. Bowers at short takes it over to first, and Anderson is retired for the first out of the inning. 6-3, the official call. Now Carter Olsen will step up to the plate. He grounded out, walked on his second plate attempt. Ended up getting all the way to second on an error, third on a wild pitch, and came in to score a run there in the 3rd as he watches this first pitch of the 5th inning go outside for a ball. 1-0 to Olsen. He takes a rip into this one, skies it over to left field, but Heidemann takes about 4 steps over, and 2 quick outs for this Marysville offense as they trail here 7-5 now in the top of the 5th inning as Gavin Leduc will come to the plate. Drew Gibbs now on the mound, came in of relief for Henry Heidemann. Heidemann pitched 2 in a 3rd inning, and since then, Gibbs has shut down this Marysville offense. Righty-righty matchup now to Leduc. Officially 0-for-1. Leduc has walked, reached on an error, and came around to score a run. 0-1 pitch. That's going to ride in off the catcher's glove. Thought that hit Leduc on the shin. but off the catcher's glove over to the third base dugout as Leduc batting now with 2 outs. 7-5 our score. Marysville led going into the bottom of the fourth, but gave up 4 runs in that bottom of the fourth trail. This one 7-5. Leduc takes a rip of that one, fouls it straight back. First strike now on Leduc. 2 down already here in the 5th inning. 7-5 our score. 2-1 pitch, grounded over to first base. That's going to get through the hole, though, and a nice little single there for Leduc, trying to get this offense going for Marysville. His first hit here so far today. Ty Mosier will now come up to the plate, officially 2 for 2. Single and a run scored. 2 singles and a run scored. Leduc over at second, got caught down in a run down in third, but that did drive in a run as Carter Olson came down from third, swing and a miss on the first pitch for Moser. He'll be behind in the count now, 0-1. 0-1 pitch, going to check on Leduc as he did take off there in that third inning before mentioned. Decent little lead over there. Not a threat right now as Mosier's going to pop this one right back over our heads too as well. Now behind in the count, 0-2. 2 outs here, 0-2 counts to Ty Mosier. Marysville looking to cut into this deficit 7-5. Held a 5-1 lead at one point. This has evaporated quickly in the last 2 innings as Corning offense has woken up. That pitch is going to be high over the head. Leduc's going to stay at first, though. Thought about going to second, but didn't quite get the jump that he wanted. 1-2 now to Mosier. On a windy day here in Concordia, cloud cover starting to come over. A beautiful day for baseball yet again. 1-2 here as Mosier lifts this to left center field. Left or go, left field in between the gap, and that's going to get down as they collide in left field. Leduc on his horse. He's all the way to second. Mosier over to third, and he's in with an RBI triple. RBI triple makes this one 7-6 as Marysville comes back. 1-run deficit is not that far off with Mosier standing at third base. First triple of the weekend for Marysville as Mosier right out of the box went running. And here comes Brandon Smelsley. Has seen 2 pitches and has gone on base twice. First pitch he saw, drove it right up the middle for a RBI single. Not hitting the ribs second time. Goes up for a big rip on the high fastball there behind in the count 0-2. 0-1 count now to the new left fielder. Brings this one in, and it's going to be low, but a strike, and behind in the count 0-2. Smelsley just trying to stay alive here, bring the tying run in from third base. Mosier stands there after the triple, swings and a miss, but barely got a piece of that one. Will stay alive to fight for one more at bat. 8 teams entered this tournament, 4 remain. 2 battle here to see who can survive towards a game later today. 0-2 pitch to Smelsley as Gibbs comes set. Kicks, steals, brings it in, and he strikes out Smelsley as he couldn't pick up that one. Third strikeout now for Drew Gibbs. Marysville does get 1 run on 2 hits here in this top of the 5th inning. 1 man left on base. No errors in the field for Corning as Marysville cuts the deficit to 1. They trail 7-6 with the defense coming back out after this word from our sponsors.
At Reflections, you will find a treasure trove of items and gifts backed by a friendly and knowledgeable staff. Shop your Hallmark Gold Crown store for the biggest selection in greeting cards, Christmas ornaments, gift wrap, home decor, and gift ideas for all your celebration and personal needs. In addition, Reflections offers custom framing services and specialized Black Squirrel products, along with your favorite K-State and KU fan gear. Shop Reflections in downtown Marysville today.
There is a difference. Oh, what a difference.
We've helped a lot of families own their own home. We have several options available in mortgage loans. If you're thinking of building or buying a new home, come in and see us. We're an equal housing lender. First Commerce Bank. Experience the difference. Member FDIC.
There is a difference.
Carson Spoons back on the mound for Marysville. Deficit now only one for the Marysville American Legion squad after a 2-out single by Gavin LeDuc. Ty Mosier hit the first triple of this tournament, drove him in to cut it down to 7-6. But a Marysville defense that had been darn near safe tight all weekend comes up with 5 errors so far here in this contest that has really hurt this Marysville pitching staff. Bottom of the order will lead it off. Miles Wimberly will get a crack at it here. Spooks brings it. It's going to be a ball 1 now, as the bottom of this order has reached twice, gone on with a fielder's choice in the second, reached with a single in the fourth, so officially 1 for 2 with 1 run scored. 1-0 count here from Spoons. That one's going to be high, so first ball low, second ball high now from Spoons. Came in of relief of Jordan Miller, who pitched 3 very nice innings, only allowed 3 runs, and that one runs inside and hits Wimberly. So first hit by pitch here for a Marysville reliever in this one. Spoons clips him on the elbow, and this gives Corning a 3-runner over at first. Nobody out, and that was the trouble in the 4th inning, too, as well. Wimberly started off with a single. It took until the 3rd batter to get an out for Corning. This one's going to go off the glove of Hafley. Does a good job of getting on it, but not before Wimberly moves up 90 feet on the passed ball. First one again here this weekend. So a Marysville team that has fought off elimination for 2 straight games and has been excellent in the field. Here on a Sunday afternoon, what can go wrong has been going wrong. 1-1 count now to Lehman, top of the order. Back comes this Corning lineup. Wimberly stands at second after reaching on a hit by pitch. Here's going to be a ball lifted right field. That's going to be foul, though, as Spence gets ahead of the one-hole hitter, Lehman, 1-2. Top the 6th inning here, 6-7, your score. Corning leads this one, as Marysville did lead at 1.5-1. Gave up 2 in the bottom of the 3rd, gave up 4 in the bottom of the 4th. Now Corning in action here, though, with 1 on and no outs. There's a big strikeout of Hunter Lehman. Carson Spoons comes through with his first strikeout of the afternoon. That's trying to leave that runner stranded at second. Marysville defense has stranded 7 runners for Corning so far here in this contest. Marysville, though themselves, they've stranded 5. Spoons comes in now against L.J. Kelzer. Kelzer officially 2 for 2, 2 singles, and reached on an error in the 3rd inning. Twice has been thrown out, trying to go to 3rd, though, with his pinch runner. Kelzer watches first pitch go low for a ball as he takes a peek over at Wimberly at second. Spoons takes a peek at second again, kicks, steals, brings this one in. Big swing and a miss there. 1-1 now the count. First time we've seen Spoons here this weekend. Big power arm, quarterback for the Valley Heights Mustangs last year. Senior graduated, led the Mustangs to a few playoff wins and an excellent season. Now on the mound for the Marysville American Legion squad. 1-1 your count. Brings this one in, bends the batter out of the batter's box. It's going to be too high and inside. 2-1 your counts. Wind dying down just a little bit, but still breezy afternoon here from Cordy, and this one's going to get missed low and away, and it gets away from Hafley. So one pass ball and 1 wild pitch here in this evening moves Wimberly up to 3rd now. As it will be a 3-1 count to the two-hole hitter, L.J. Kelzer. Spoons taking a little time here trying to get back into this at-bat. 1 out here, bottom of the 5th inning. Righty comes, sets, kicks, deals. Big swing and a miss there on Kelzer, and we've worked this count full now Spoons just struck out Hunter Lehman, looking for back-to-back strikeouts, just looking for an out here, too, as well. We'll change an out for a run. 3-2 count, 1 out. This one's going to be low and away. Ball 4 as Spoons walks Kelzer. First walk now for Carson Spoons as the 3-hole hitter, Drew Gibbs, will come up to bat. Of course, a pinch runner now here for Corning, as it will be John Morrison. We're going to get this name right here by the end of it. We're going to make a note here as he is pinch ran for Kelzer each time. It's runners at the corners, 1 down. Spoons comes set now with the 0-0 pitch. It's going to be high to Gibbs. Gibbs 2 walks and a single, come around to score both of those times he walked, with an RBI single, too, as well in the 4th inning. Now ahead in the count, 1-0. Big swing and a miss there on the off-speed pitch. Just before the wind was dying down, here comes whipping back up again out of the south. 1 out, 1-1 count. Spoons comes set at the belt. Looks at third, kicks and deals. Runner goes off for second, does Morrison. It's going to be a strike, no throw down, as Morrison stays out of a double play opportunity for Marysville. Would have been a big double play opportunity. Trailing here 7-6. Gibbs steps back into the box. Spoons ahead of this count, 1-2. Looking for out number 2 of this bottom of the 5th inning. Spoons sets, deals, brings it in, foul tips. Got about 1 centimeter worth of that ball, but Gibbs will stay alive for one more at bat. After Gibbs, it'll be the big power-hitting third baseman, Race Fisher. After him, Brett Heidemann, if anyone gets on. Spoons comes set at the belt. Righty-righty matchup, kicks, deals. That one's going to be high, 2-2 now the count. Marysville wanting to play one more game here from the Class 2A state tournament in Concordia. The trailing this one 7-6. Throws that in there from Spoons, and it's going to be a looking strikeout of Gibbs. The second strikeout for Spoons, second here in this inning, as Race Fisher will now step up to the plate with runners at second and third. Corning leading this one 7-6, but with 2 outs here, bottom of the 5th. 2 fielder's choices and a pop out for Fisher so far. There's going to be a fastball put in there for the first pitch strike. Marysville manufactured a run in the top of this inning. A 2-out single by Gavin LeDuc was driven in by a 2-out triple by Ty Mosier. Spoons comes set here with the 0-1. That one's going to be high. Good job by Hafley just to catch that ball. Had to come well out of his stance to get that one. Race Fisher standing in there, big righty. 2 runners on second and third. Single will get Corning 2 more runs. That ball's in the dirt, but good block by Hafley yet again. Excellent young catcher behind the plate here for this Marysville American Legion squad. As 2-1 pitch comes in now from Spoons. 2-1, in it goes. That one's going to be high, 3-1. Spoons got ahead of Gibbs before, struck him out. Spoons got ahead of Hunter Lehman for his first strikeout of the second batter of this inning, but now behind Race Fisher. 3-1 count. This one's going to be in there for a strike. Fisher thought it was inside, but it works him full with 2 outs here. Spoons looking for one more pitch to get a big out here, get this Marysville offense back in there for the top of the 6th. 3-2 pitch is going to be low and outside. Walks, the bases loaded. So 2 walks here in this inning, 2 strikeouts, as it's been feast or famine for Spoons on the mound. And now Brett Heidemann will come up. Officially 0 for 3 here on this afternoon's contest. Spoons trying to make him 0 for 4.
7, Brett Heidemann.
Bases loaded now, 2 outs, bottom of the 5th inning. Corning leading this one 7-6 as the lefty stands in there. Brett Heidemann, tall first baseman, wearing number 7. Righty-lefty matchup. Spoons throws this one into the dirt, but again, a good block by Hafley behind the plate. Marysville fell in their first game of this weekend to Hiawatha on Friday. Came back 1-2 yesterday. Now playing Sunday afternoon ball, trying to stay alive for one more time. 8 teams entered, 4 teams remain. There's a strike thrown by Spoons in there on the inside corner. 1-1 count now. Bases loaded. This inning started with a hit by pitch of the 9-hole hitter, Miles Wimberly. Spoons came back, struck out 1. Walked the second one, struck out a third, and then just walked Race Fisher moments ago to load these bases. 2-1 now the count as that pitch ran inside, a little bit too low. 2-1 count here for Spoons. Brings it in, righty-lefty matchup. That one's going to be low and inside too as well. Spoons in trouble of walking in a run here, as Marysville only trails by 1. This run could be big. Spoons looking for a big out, and now head coach John Haefele is going to go out there and have a chat with his pitcher on a 3-2 count, or a 3-1 count with 2 outs in this bottom of the 5th inning. A big spot here for this Marysville defense. Need to keep this deficit right here where we stand at 1 run. This break will give an opportunity to remind you that if you missed this contest or any other contest this year, you can listen back to any live broadcast from KNDY Radio as well as our noon and morning podcast at KNDYradio.com under the podcast tab. Meeting on the mound is over. Haefele goes back to the first base dugout. 3-1 count, big count here coming up for Spoons. 2 out, bottom of the 5th inning, bases loaded. Heidemann spins that bat in the left-handed box. 3-1 pitch from Spoons. It's going to be low and inside, ball 4. An RBI walks in a run for Brett Heidemann. As coming around to score will be Miles Wimberly, who started this inning with a hit by pitch for the 9-hole hitter. And bases are still loaded, all with 2 outs here. Henry Heidemann now up to bat, has reached twice on 2 throwing errors by shortstop Wes Anderson. There's going to be a pitch thrown in there for a strike. Gets ahead of this count 0-1. 8-6 now our score. Marysville led at 1.5-1. Trail this one, though, by 2 runs. Kick steals, brings it in, big swing, and a miss by Henry Heidemann. Spoons ahead in this count 0-2. Looking for that ever-important 3rd out. Leading this count 0-2. Don't want to give him anything to hit. Spoons works quickly. Brings in the 0-2. Swing and a miss by Carson Spoons. So 3 strikeouts in this inning, but a hit by pitch and 2 walks allows Corning to add on to their lead. They put up 1 more run on no hits. 3 men left on base. No errors in the field by Marysville, as Marysville will come up to bat top of the 6th inning, working on a 2-run deficit with only 6 more outs to work with.
In your bustling lives, we're constantly on the move from hectic commutes to family outings. Blue Valley Insurance offers comprehensive auto coverage to keep you safe on every journey. Whether you're heading to work or driving your kids to practice, we've got you covered. Visit us at convenient locations in Lynn, Greenleaf, Hanover, or Marysville for personalized auto insurance solutions tailored to your needs. Drive with peace of mind, knowing you're protected by Blue Valley Insurance.
Marysville comes up to bat, top of the 6th inning, trailing now 8-6 after Corning manufactured a run there in the bottom of the 5th. A bases-loaded walk issued to Brett Heinemann from Carson Spoons. Spoons did strike out the side for all 3 outs in that half inning, but gave up 2 walks and a hit by pitch. Gave up 3 walks and a hit by pitch. Gave Corning another run. Marysville 6 outs left to play with. An offense that got a 2-out single by Gavin LeDuc in the last half inning was driven in by Ty Mosier on a 2-out triple. And Marysville's defense has probably been the story of the day. A team that had no errors coming into this game over the weekend has committed unofficially 5 errors already here in this one. Out there to start the 6th, it will be Alex Shale, as Drew Gibbs is back on the mound for Corning. Power right-handed pitcher for Gibbs has pitched good in relief for Henry Heidemann. Heidemann gave up all 5 runs for Marysville early in this one.
Number 24, Alex.
But Drew Gibbs has been working since then. 1-1 count now to Shale. Brings it in, fouls it straight back into the net. Shale officially 0 for 1 with a sacrifice bunt and a pop out to center field. 1-2 count now upcoming. That's going to be a little check swing over to the right side. Foul ball. Shale stays alive. It'll be Alex, and then upcoming, I believe it should be Wyatt Detweiler will take over for designated hitter. Excuse me, we're going to go back to the top of the order. Carson Spoons. That one's going to hit Shale on a 1-2 pitch. So Marysville now in action with a base runner on and no outs. Second hit by pitch by Shale, and in will come Carson Spoons. Spoons, no official bounce this weekend, getting his first time. Carson Spoons up to bat now. Pitcher for the Marysville American Legion squad. Came on to pitch in relief of Jordan Miller. Stands lefty in the box, but throws righty on the mound. Sees this one, fouls this one off to the left-handed side. Down in the count now, 0-2. Would have been Detweiler, but he was taken out for Brandon Schmelzley now in left field. 0-2 here, with Shale standing at first after the hit by pitch. That's going to be a high fastball. Brings himself now into this count, 1-2. Marysville looking for one more, if not more than that. Trailing here by 2 as we play top the 6th inning, and a high fastball is going to be a swing and a miss. First strikeout now by Gibbs, and a awfully high pitch there for Spoons to swing at. But nonetheless, you get an opportunity. Sometimes that just happens. Grant Hafley will now come top of the order with Shale still standing at first. Shale not much of a threat this run. A decent little lead over there at first. Hafley now pops this one to right field. It's going to be right playable for the right fielder, and it will be played. Marysville now down to 4 outs to play with. Good job there by Miles Wimberly to get over there. And Landon Schmitz will now come up. Officially 0 for 1 here. Did get hit by a pitch in the 3rd inning. Reached in the 1st inning on an E6. Does have a steal to his name. Looking for a big hit here to Smits. Smits officially this weekend 2 for 10. Only batting 200 here over the weekend. Looking for something from your 2-hole hitter. Pounds this one foul and knocks this count now up at 1-1. Shale stands over at first. Hit by pitch to lead off this inning. Spoons just struck out. 2 down now here already after the Grant Hafley pop out. And there's a big hit by Smith. Pounds that into center field as Shale will move up 90 feet. Big hit there by Landon as it keeps the line moving for Marysville. Opportunity now with 2 outs here for this Marysville squad to cut into this 2-run deficit. 8-6 is our score, and Wes Anderson comes up to bat. A man that is due. 0 for 3 so far here today. Came into last night's game, went 3 for 4 with 2 RBIs and a run scored. Here's going to be a pitch low and outside for ball 1. An excellent athlete on the gridiron. Shortstop here for the Marysville squad, looking to come up big with a hit here when his team needs it. Trailing by 2 runs on, takes a whack of this one. It's going to go foul off to the right side. 1-1 here, the count. Marysville down to their final 4 outs here as they bat with 2 outs in the top of the 6th inning. Trail this one 8-6. They led 5-1 going into the bottom of the 3rd inning, but Corning scored 2 in the 4, 4 in the 4th, and 1 in the 5th. Anderson watches this pitch go in as it's going to be a strike. 1-2 now the count. Carter Olson, lefty, will stand into the on-deck circle if Anderson can reach. Anderson, no gloves, takes a peek. 2 runners on. One runner on at second. Anderson pies this one sky high. Shortstop. Wind might push this one around. Loses it into Sun. Coming around the score will be Alex Shale, and into third will be Smith. Ball gets away at third base, and Smith comes in, and we've got ourselves a tie ball game here in Concordia. A high pop fly went to shortstop over there. Lost it in the sun, did Hunter Lehman. Couldn't find it, and Wes Anderson is going to end all the way up over at third base as Smith comes in to score the run, and so does Shale, tying this contest up now at 8 in the top of the 6th inning. A man that was due for a hit is a man that's due, and nonetheless, Wes Anderson stands at third now, tying this ball game up at 2. Carter Olson could give Marysville the lead. Lefty stands in the box, goes swinging after the first pitch. Down in the count now, 0-1, excuse me. Mentioned the wind might cause some problems today. The sun caused problems on that one as shortstop for Corning lost that one in the light pretty easily. Called strike now as it's 0-2 on Olson. Go-ahead run standing 90 feet away in Wes Anderson. 2 runs here in the inning. Pitch to Olson as he swings and a miss at a pitch outside. But Marysville does tie this ball game back up at 8-8. 2 runs on 2 runs on 1 hit. 1 man left on base. 1 error in the field. And Marysville knocks us up now here at 8 as we go to the bottom of the 6th inning.
For reliable trash pickup and roll-off service, call on Temps Disposal. Containers sized to meet your needs for residential, commercial, and construction jobs. Always prompt and professional, Temps Disposal serves Marshall, Washington, and Gage counties. Let them go to work for you. If it's their weekly collection schedule or one-time pickups for construction, moving, or cleanup, Temps Disposal in Marysville is a phone call away at 785-562-5360.
Napa know-how.
Locally owned, locally operated, your Napa Parts store in Marysville offers Napa parts and accessories, plus the tools, equipment, and supplies you need to get every job done right the first time. The right tools at the right price, plus Napa know-how. From your locally owned and locally operated Napa Parts store in Marysville, Enan's Automotive.
Napa know-how.
Pitching change here for Marysville as we go into the bottom of the 6th inning. Landon Schmitz is going to take over at the mound. I believe they just switched. So Landon Schmitz is going to come in to pinch. Carson Spoons is going to go out to center field, I believe. Just a switch there on the defensive side. If there's more of a change, we'll let you know here. But from what I can tell, Schmitz is going to come in for Spoons. So Spoons pitched himself 2 innings of work as we go into the top of the 6th inning. Got 3 strikeouts, 1 walk, 1 hit by pitch. Did allow, let's see here, did allow 4 runs unofficially in his at-bat, and actually those runs are going to go to Jordan Miller on that. So Spoons only allows the 1 run unofficially as now Smith comes in. Heck of a play, though, there to end the top of the 6th inning. Marysville put up a 2-run as the shortstop lost the ball in the sun. Wes Anderson, a high pop-up there, got him all the way over to third, and coming in to score was Shale and Landon Schmitz. Schmitz now back out on the mound, Strike 1 to Paxton Bowers. 7-hole hitter, second baseman here today for Corning. Nobody on, nobody out. Brings this one out, high and away. Ball 2. 2-1 the count now to Bowers with no outs here. Bottom of the 6th inning. Marysville just tied it up in top of the 6th with 2 runs of their own. Bowers pops this one over to the right side, but it's going to be high and foul over into the field behind us. 2-2 now the count. Marysville have a 5-1 lead at one point, gave that one up in the 4th inning, trailed 7-5. Both teams scored a run in the fifth, and now 2 in the top of the sixth, and a big strikeout there for Landon Schmitz as he gets Paxton Bowers to swing through that one. Big strikeout for the reliever. Ben Haverkamp's center fielder now comes in officially 0 for 3 with a fielder's choice ground out to second and a strikeout here today. Big swing and a miss there by Haverkamp. As Smith is ahead in this count now 0-1. 8-8 tie as we bat bottom of the sixth inning. Smith brings this one in. That's going to be outside and a little bit high. 2-1-1 now the count. So Smith's there in the field doing a good job so far here today. Spoons came in good relief. Switches now out in center field. There's going to be a swing and a miss by Haverkamp. 1-2 count now. Smith's looking to get out of this inning, get the offense back in action for Marysville. Misses that one, though, off the glove of Hafley. 2-2 count now here. 1 out as we play bottom of the sixth inning. Marysville knotted it up at 8 and the top of this inning, looking to get the offense back out there, survive and advance for one more game. 2-2 pitch is going to be outside. Now works this count full 3-2. Smith's got ahead 0-2. Now in trouble is allowing a runner on base. Very good game here so far. 3-2 pitch now comes in. Reaches that one. Swing and a miss by Landon Schmitz. That's going to be strikeout number 2 here for Schmitz and 2 batters looking to set down the Corning order. 1, 2, 3 as 9-hole hitter number 9, Miles Wimberly, comes up to bat. Officially 1-4-2 here in this one. Fielder's choice in the second single there in the fourth and reached on a hit by pitch there in that fifth inning. Ended up coming around for a run in that fifth. But now Smith's trying to set him down on strikes. Knots this one up now at 1-1. Get the Marysville offense back out there. Put some pressure on a Corning squad. 1-1, couldn't get Wimberly to bite. Almost had him on the high fastball. The count will be in favor of the batter. 2-1 on the 77-mile-an-hour fastball. Smith takes a look inside from the belt, sets and deals. Brings this one in. There's your swing and a miss. Took a little bit off that one. Now ahead in the count, 2-2. Marysville in the top of the seventh will bring up Gavin LeDuc, Ty Mosier, and Brandon Schmelsley. Smith's athlete brings it in. There it is. Sets down the side, strikes them out. 3 strikeouts for Landon Schmitz as we go to the top of the seventh inning. No runs, no hits, no men left on base. No errors in the field for Marysville. Caught it up at 8-8. Marysville with an opportunity to take the lead as we go into the final frame of this ballgame.
Right now, 1 in 3 drivers is cruising around in a state of skepticism about just how much value their car insurance company is delivering. If you're one of them, State Farm agent John Bannister can help you get to a better state. He'll talk with you, listen to you, and help put together a policy that has you written all over it. From cost to coverage, see John Bannister, 1022 Broadway in Marysville today and get to a better state.
When you rollers send for Schroller.
For complete body repair, see Jeff at Schroller Collision Center. A family business for several generations, let Jeff and his quality crew help you with your auto needs. Schroller Collision Center, 701 Carolina, 562-3546.
Knotted up at 8 as we go into the final frame here from Concordia. Elimination game between Marysville and Corning has been an excellent played ball game. I don't want to say excellent as there's been a lot of errors in this one, but it's been exciting whether you're a Marysville Corning fan or just a regular fan of baseball. Hope you've enjoyed this one here on KNDY. Thank you, of course, all for tuning in. This has been Max Blarowski on the call as Marysville looks to make the comeback bid, move on for one more game game. Winner of this contest will take on the loser of the Hiawatha-Iola matchup later this afternoon on the top side of the bracket. Loser, of course, will go home. Both these teams have won 2 games in the elimination side of the bracket to get here. Leading off for Marysville, it will be Gavin Leduc, who got himself a 2-out single in the 5th inning, ended up driven in by a 2-out triple by Ty Mosier as Leduc watches the 0-1 pitch go in the dirt for 1-1. Righty-righty matchup. Here's Drew Gibbs still on the mound for Corning. Working here on a 1-1 count, no out. Leduc watches that one just as missed outside, but he will be ahead in the count now, 2-1. In 3 attempts, Leduc has been on 3 times, once with an error, once with the fielders or hit by a walk, and once by a single. And Leduc starts this out with a single here. So Marysville with the winning run, standing on first. And up comes Ty Mosier, who in his last at-bat ripped a triple to left center field. Outfielders collided out there, ended up getting all the way over to third. Couldn't be driven home, but drove in a very important run that cut the deficit down to 1. And now we're going to have a meeting of the minds on the mound here as the head coach for Corning comes out, wants to talk to his starting pitcher. Drew Gibbs has pitched wonderfully here so far in relief for Corning. Just going to talk about how to handle this one. Mosier with that triple already here today. He is unofficially, 3 for 3 with 2 singles and that triple, a run scored, and an RBI. After Mosier, it will be Brandon Schmelsley, who on the first pitch he saw of the season didn't get a chance to play regular season action due to a foot injury, suited up this morning for this contest. On the first pitch he saw in the 2nd inning, drew a single right back up the middle for an RBI, came around to score a run, took a hit by pitch in the 3rd, and then struck out in the 5th. If either Mosier or Schmelsley gets on, it will be Alex Shale up next. Right now, though, the winning run stands at first base as Gavin Leduc got himself a single. Leduc not a huge chance to steal, wouldn't threaten to give up a run. Here's going to be a drive, though, to left field. Mosier going back. It's going back, and it's down for a hit. Leduc's rounding to third. Leduc's going to hold set there, and Mosier in with a big double. So a triple and a double in his last 2 at-bats. The middle of this Marysville order comes up big, and the winning run stands 90 feet away as Brandon Schmelsley will now come up to bat. The All-State quarterback and do-it-all athlete for the Axtell Eagles, future Kansas Jayhawks, will have an opportunity to drive in the winning run and could even drive in 2 with a single as Mosier runs well at second. All here with no outs so far. Schmelsley watches this one go by. Fastball right down the middle. Going to watch a pitch, though, come through as he struck out in his last time up. Looking for his second possible 3rd RBI. Takes a swing at this one, rips this one high. It might go foul. It might stay in. Lands right next to us in those metal bleachers, gives a loud pop. But Brandon Schmelsley now behind in this count, 0-2. 2 on, 2nd and 3rd. Gavin Leduc started this inning off with a single. Mosier ripped a double to left center. 0-2 pitch now to Schmelsley from Gibbs. That's going to be a big swing and a miss there from Schmelsley as he got Schmelsley to chase for the 2nd straight time. 4 strikeout now for Drew Gibbs, but still only 1 out in this inning. Marysville only needs to get 1 run across here to win this one and play 1 more contest this evening. Drew Gibbs here. Runners at 2nd and 3rd. It will be up to Alex Shale now. He goes to lay down a bunt over the first base side, and it's going to go foul just by a couple inches. That would have been a perfectly executed suicide squeeze there in the top of the 7th inning. Shale laid it down just about as good as you can get it. It dribbled all the way down to the first base bag, but he will be down in the count now, 0-1. Carson Spence will be up next. Struck out his first time up, has pitched now 2 innings in relief on the mound. Gibbs comes set, Shales pops this one left field. Is it going to drop? Center fielder over. Haverkamp over. We're going to tag, though, as LeDuc comes down from third. LeDuc is in safely. No throw home, and Marysville takes the 9-8 lead here in the top of the 7th inning. A sac fly RBI for Alex Shale gives Marysville this 9-8 lead here in the top of the 7th. Carson Spoon's runner on second could give him a well-deserved insurance run. Standing at second, still Ty Mosier runs nicely there at second. Decent little lead. Watches this one go high and outside, does Spoons. LeDuc started this inning off with a single. Mosier got a double here to get LeDuc all the way over to third. A strikeout of Smelsley, and then Shale popped out, sac fly. This is going to be high. Shortstop going back. Center fielder over, and that will end the inning with a pop out to center field, but not without damage done here for Marysville as the Marysville American Legion takes the 9-8 lead at top of the 7th inning. 1 run on 2 hits, 1 man left on base, no errors in the field. Marysville 3 outs away from claiming 1 more win and playing 1 more time here on a Sunday.
Kickafer and Bussing, certified public accountants in Marysville and now in Seneca, are qualified and available to assist you with all of your income tax and accounting needs. Stop by and visit Ken Kickafer, Kent Bussing, or their staff of certified public accountants and paraprofessionals. For prompt and friendly service, contact Kickafer and Bussing at their 2 locations, 1100 Broadway in Marysville at 562-2100 or 508 Main Street in Seneca at 336-2400 to set up an appointment. Kickafer and Bussing, where quality begins.
Bottom of the 7th inning as we go to the final frame. Marysville 3 outs away from claiming 1 more victory, winning 3 straight elimination games here at the Class 2A State Baseball Tournament from Concordia. Back on the mound will be Landon Schmitz. Pitched himself a perfect 6th inning in the bottom of the 6th, struck out the side, including looking, but he's got to deal now with the top of this Corning order that is oh so dangerous. Top of the 7th, it'll be Hunter Lehman, L.J. Kelzer, and Drew Gibbs up now for Corning. 3 outs away here for Marysville. Landon Schmitz comes set with the righty, pops this one high into the air. Could be trouble with the wind. It's dropping quickly, but it's dropped by center fielder out there. I believe that's Spoons. Misses it, throws it quickly into third, and overthrows third as it goes into the third base dugout. And the tying run is 90 feet away from Corning. Heck of a wind issue there for the outfield of Marysville. It was, I believe, Spoons in second, and in left field, Brandon Schmelsley. Miscommunication between the two as it went in and out of the glove. And tying run, is standing 90 feet away for Corning. Meetings of the minds with the umpire. They're going to wave him home. So the throw of the dugout, they're going to wave Hunter Lehman home. And just like that, we've got a tie ball game. The throw from center field went into the third base dugout, and the umps are going to justify that he can go home on that throw. I guess they mentioned that he was already at third when the throw came in. So a 2-error play by Marysville, which has been excellent in the field all weekend long, now has committed a 7-error game, and Corning has an opportunity to win this one with no outs, no runners on there, but the top of the lineup still up there for Corning. Swing and a miss here to L.J. Kelzer. 1-1 count now. As Kelzer stands in there, right-handed side of the bag. A single to his name, a walk to as well, also reached on an error, and another single in the first. So a 2-hit game, now behind in the count, though, 1-2. Landon Schmitz buckling down here on the mound. And a miss. They're going to justify it as a swing, and Kelzer reached on a bad pitch outside, but it doesn't matter. 4 strikeouts now for Landon Schmitz. but one unearned run giving up. Marysville had an opportunity to get the first out of the inning. I believe there was a change in the outfield defensively. Didn't see who went out there, but we'll take a peek here in that just a little bit. 9-9 our score, though, bottom of the 7th inning. Drew Gibbs now standing up. There's a good pitch on the outside fastball, down and away, but for a strike. Gibbs one walk here already, two walks, a single and a strikeout. Now behind in the count, 0-2. First batter of this inning, Hunter Lehman threw a high fly ball to center field, in and out of the glove for an error. A throwing error to third sent Hunter Lehman home as it went into the third base dugout here. And we've got ourselves a tie ball game in this back and forth contest. 1-2, 0-2 pitch is going to be 1-2. This one's going to be lifted up right in front of the plate. Landon Smith gets that one. 2 outs now. Pop up for the second out of the inning. Marysville one more out away from going to extras here in this contest. Smith takes himself a little breather on the mound. What a wild finish to this contest. Marysville held a 5-1 lead going into the bottom of the third. Corning put up 2 in the third, 4 in the fourth. Both teams put up a run in the fifth, 2 in the sixth for Marysville, and now 1 run across the piece for both squads here in the seventh. Knot us up 9-9. 1-0 pitch to Royce Fisher is going to be high and outside now. 2-0 to the 4-hole hitter. Fisher has reached 3 times, twice on a fielder's choice, once on a walk. Popped out 2 as well to catcher Hafley. Here's going to be a low strike, 1-2 now as Smelsley gets this one across. Bottom of the 7th inning, 1-2 pitch. Here it comes. Fisher went around. 2-2 now. Smelsley 1 out away of getting this one to extra innings. A wild finish so far, but that's why we love the game of baseball. 2-2 here, no men on base. Royce Fisher up to bat. Swing and a miss by Smith. Big strikeout there as that's Landon Smith's 5th strikeout here today, and we're going to go to extras. Coming up for Marysville, it will be the top of the order, Grant Hafley, Landon Smith, and Wes Anderson. We're coming back to Concordia right after this break.
Fresh as fresh can be, Papa Dave's veggies are garden fresh and available each Saturday morning at the Farmers Market in Marysville. Pick of the crop with guaranteed fresh, all locally grown garden produce. Catch Dave Bruna Saturday mornings at the Marysville Farmers Market or stop by the garden on North 6th Street. His phone number 785-562-6341.
You've depended on KNDY Radio to get all your local news, weather, and sports updates. Now you can depend on KNDYradio.com as well, where you can find everything you've heard, missed, and more. Let KNDY keep you informed when severe weather strikes, and listen to your area high school football and basketball broadcasts even if you're miles away from home with our Listen Live feature. You can also look to KNDYradio.com for school closings when the weather's rough. Make KNDYradio.com your number one source for everything local and so much more.
Head coach John Hafley talking to his son Grant there. Can't be a lip reader, but he said, what else do you have to lose? Extras inning here in Class 2A State Tournament American Legion Baseball from Concordia in what has been a wild back and forth game. 9-9 is our tie as we go to the top of the 8th inning. It will be the top of the order for Marysville upcoming. Hafley, Schmitz, and Anderson. If anyone gets on, 4-hole hitter Carter Olson. Hafley grounds this one. Third base Fisher gives it over across the diamond. 1 pitch, 1 out now for Drew Gibbs, as that one is going to go 5-3 in the scorebook for the first out. Landon Schmitz now will step in, has pitched the last 2 innings masterfully, 5 strikeouts and 6 outs, has not given up a hit yet on the mound, but looking to get the bat going. Finally came up with his 3rd hit of the weekend in that 6th inning that drove in got him in scoring position and ended up coming in for a run. First pitch is a strike, now 0-1 pitch. It's going to be low and away, 1-1 the count. Drew Gibbs still on the mound. He's pitched wonderfully in relief for Corning, too, as well. Swing and a miss, though, there by Smith, getting a little taste of his own medicine. 1-2 the count now on the 2-hole hitter. Wes Anderson will be next up if anyone reaches Carter Olson. Gibbs comes set from the belts, kicks and deals. That's going to be a nice little hit to left field. That's down for a back-to-back hit night day for Landon Schmitz. And Marysville in action now here with that single. Wes Anderson, who drove in a run in that 6th inning, hit a high pop fly to shortstop. Shortstop lost it in the sun. Anderson ended up all the way over at third base as Smith came around from first to score the tying run in the 6th. Anderson looking like he's going to bump, and Bob gets away from the catcher. Smith was off on first movement, and now winning run stands at second base. Another wild pitch here, only second one by Corning, as Wes Anderson was squaring up the bunt, pulled back as that pitch was way over his head. Anderson now free swinging, officially 0 for 3 with that error. 2 ground outs and a pop out. Brings this one in, fires this one high, though, and it's going to be another pop out. Wynn's going to go push it back into the play. Wimberly came in from Whitefield as the second baseman for Corning. Hunter Lehman lost it in the sun, but a big out for Corning. Pop out number 9 there in right field. And now Carter Olson with the winning run standing at second. Single could give Marysville the lead here. Landon Schmidt standing at second, reached on a single, got to second on a wild pitch. First pitch is going to be high and outside for a ball. 0-1 pitch now here as Gibbs comes set. 1-0 pitch, excuse me. 1-0 pitch. Olson watches this one go in. 1-1 now the count. Olson grounded out in the first, reached into third on a walk, came around to score a run, popped out in the 5th, and struck out in the 6th. Now looking to be hero as Smith takes off. A hit-and-run opportunity there. Olson upset of himself that he didn't put that one in play. Now behind in the count, 1-2. Back and forth contest all day. 8 teams entered this tournament. Only 4 remain. 1-1 anything else. 1-2 count now here to the lefty Carter Olson. That one's going to be high and outside. 2-2. Defense playing Olson pretty much straight up. 2-2, here we go. 2-2 pitch in. That's going to be a swing and a miss on Carter Olson. Drew Gibbs comes through with a big strikeout of the 4-hole hitter. Marysville comes up empty. 1 hit, no ones, 1 man left on base. No errors in the field for Corning. Marysville needing 3 more outs to stay alive as we go to the bottom of the 8th. Corning up to bat, tied 9-9.
Outstanding capacity, innovation, and the industry's highest density come together in a New Holland roll belt round baler, available from KNDY in Marysville. Whether you make 4x5 foot, 4x6 foot, or 5x6 foot bales, there's a roll belt right for you. All models feature wide, durable pickups and smooth feeding systems for faster baling. Integrated precision solutions help you make smart baling decisions on the go. Stop by KNDY in Marysville.
9-9 as we go to the bottom of the 8th inning. Max Blasky with you here on Marysville. As we're running out of room on our score sheets over here, if we have to go much more than 10 innings here from Concordia. Landon Schmitz is going to be back on the mound as he's pitched wonderfully the last 2 innings. 5 strikeouts on his 6 batters faced. It's been a back-and-forth contest. Corning took the 1-0 lead in the first inning. Marysville scored 3 in the top of the second, 2 in the top of the third to take the 5-run lead. Corning answered back with 2 in the third, 4 in the bottom of the fourth to take the 7-5 lead. Each team scored a run there in the 6th inning. Marysville came back with 2 runs in the top of the 7th, and then top of the 6th, and then a wild 7th inning, one in which we saw Landon Schmitz get on base Wes Anderson hit a mile-high pop at the shortstop. Shortstop lost it in the sun, was running hard. Schmitz, he came around all the way from first to score. Anderson ended up at third. Then in the bottom of the seventh, center fielder for Marysville, Carson Spoots, had an opportunity to get the first out. Ball came in and out of his glove. Runner was already at third as the throw went into the third base dugout, went home, did top of the order there, Hunter Lehman, in what has been a non-error-free game, to say the least. Landon Schmitz back out there on the mound, pitching to Brett Heidemann. Ground out, pop out, and a walk for the 5-hole hitter here today, as now he knots this count up at 1-1. Getting our money's worth here today. Glad to have you all along on a beautiful but windy day. LeDuc's going to be challenged at second. Dives, throws the first. Heck of a play there by Gavin LeDuc over at second base. Ranged far to his left, went into a sliding dive, picked that ball off the AstroTurf, got it off to first, and a big first out here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Now will step in Hunter Lehman. He grounded out, reached in the third and fourth on an error, and struck out in the fifth. Mentioned it, a non-error-free day. Marysville unofficially here today has 6 errors in the field. They came into this contest with none on the weekend. Meanwhile, on the other side, Corning themselves has 5 errors in the field. Corning also two wild balls. Second pitch to Henry Heidemann, is going to be a ball 2 as well. 2-0 is the count in favor of the batter. This one's going to be low and away now. 3-0. Schmidt's first batter that he has fallen behind here in the last 2 innings. 3-0 comes in high, ball 4, so first walk issued by Landon Schmitz.
We'll bring up number 31, Paxton Bowers.
Paxton Bowers now up to bat, winning run on first base for Corning. Paxton Bowers 3 for 4 here today, and probably one of the best bats that Corning has had here all weekend long. 7-hole hitter opportunity now to get the speedy Heidemann over to second. Heidemann takes off for second, puts down a bunt. It is going to be a foul ball, though, so a first pitch strike to Paxton Bowers, as Heidemann's going to have to go back to first. Took off on first contact, or first motion there did Heidemann. Wouldn't expect that bunt to be put down again. Bowers, as before mentioned, one of the hottest hitters here in this tournament. Lengthy Heidemann standing at first, reached on a walk. 9-9 is our score as we play bottom of the 8th inning. Extra innings here from Concordia on a windy but beautiful day for some late July baseball. Hiawatha and Iola waiting for their turn next. On the top side, this pitch is going to get off of Grant Hafley's glove. Upset with himself. Has been a wonderful catcher behind the plate here this weekend, but that one might cost Marysville as runner moves up to second now. A single could score the winning run for Corning. 1-1 is your count. Paxton Bowers at the plate, Henry Heidemann at second. Landon Schmidt still on the mound, pitches high now to Bowers. Up next would be Ben Haverkamp, officially 0 for 4 with a fielder's choice ground out and 2 strikeouts. Weather's caused the problem of Marysville trying to survive and advance. There's a high and outside 3-1 now as Schmitz has fallen behind the last 2 batters. Paxton Bowers at the plate, Henry Heidemann at second base. Marysville's fought gallantly all weekend long, but needing to come up here with a big pitch. 3-1. This one's going to be popped left field. Wynn's going to fire this one away too as well. It's going to be dropped out there in left field. And over to third, won't get the runner at third, and now runners at second and third for Corning. Out there in the left field for Marysville, believe there was a change defensively. Paxton Vogt out there in left field dropped that one. So an E7 will get runner all the way up to second and third. Another error committed by this Marysville defense. And now a time will be called by John Hafley. And the pitching excellent class by Landon Schmitz the last couple innings might cause this one to make him set down for this rest of the contest. We're going to take a 30-second timeout, bring it back to Concordia right after this.
Have you ever wondered what sets Sunflower Community Credit Union apart from the rest? It's the power of ownership. When you join Sunflower Community Credit Union, you're not just a customer. You're a member and an owner. Sunflower Community Credit Union is a member-owned, nonprofit financial institution that places our members' needs as our top priority. We're here to help you grow your savings, manage your finances, and achieve your dreams. Visit Sunflower Community Credit Union in Marysville, where ownership matters.
Ben Haverkamp now your batter. 0 for 4 here today. Infield's going to be in on the grass. Outfield in too as well. There's going to be a bunt. That'll be a called strike on Haverkamp. Winning run for Corning, 90 feet away at third base. After a ground out by Heidemann, Henry Heidemann reached on a walk all the way over to third on an E7 moments ago. Here's an 0-1 pitch. That's going to be high and away. 1-1 now the count. Landon Schmidt still out there on the mound in this 9-9 ball game. Marysville came into this tournament with a record of 17-14, looking for one more win here on the weekend. Outside 2-1 now to the 8-hole hitter, Ben Haverkamp. 1 out here, 2 as well for Marysville. No double play in action. 2-1 count. Runners at second and third. This one's going to go behind Haverkamp, and a heck of a snag by Hafley. If that one would have got to the backstop, it would have been ball game here. Marysville tied this one up in the top of the seventh, or took the lead in the top of the seventh. Corning answered back with 1 in the bottom to tie us up here at 9-9. Bottom of the eighth, here we play. It's going to be low and away. Loads the bases now. Does put a double play in action, though, as now infield will move well into the grass. John Hafley putting up 2 fingers, calling double play ball for his infield. Outfield's going to come way in. Anything over the head, of course, would finish this contest out. But up to Miles Wimberly, 9-hole hitter wearing at number 9. Reached on a fielder's choice, a single, and a hit by pitch in this contest, as well as a strikeout. First pitch for Wimberly is going to be inside. Ball 1. Single wins it, walk wins it. Pass ball wins it 2 for Corning. Bases loaded, bottom of the 8th inning. Landon Schmitz on the mound trying to get out of this jam. Pitch is high, though, 2-0. Double play would get Marysville out of this one, at least get the lead runner at home. 9-9 our score, bottom of the 8th inning. Landon Schmitz comes set, kicks, deals, brings it home. That's going to be inside, and a 3-0, as that was awfully close to changing it up to a 2-1 count. Going to have to throw a strike here or the season is over. 3-0 count. Winning run standing at third, bases loaded. 9-9 our score. There's the pitch, and that will be a walk. And Corning wins this one unceremoniously on a walk as Marysville season comes to an end in heartbreaking fashion. Wins this one 10-9 in extra innings as Corning survives this one on a 4-pitch walk. Henry Heidemann comes home for the winning run as Marysville season ends here on a Sunday afternoon. Again, your final score 10-9 in extras. We'll be back after this break.
The supplies you choose when replacing or rebuilding after a storm matter just as much as who you call to do the job. Hometown Lumber in Marysville and Axtell Lumber carry the highest quality building materials when you need them. From shingles to storm doors, roofing and siding, paint and lawn to finish the job, and always ready for pickup. Save time, save money, save worry after the storm. From start to finish, all in one stop. Visit Hometown Lumber in Marysville or Axtell Lumber today.
Hop in, let's go to Honeyman Ford in Seneca, the best place to be.
Skip the drive. Come see us right here in Marysville, Kansas. At Honeyman Auto Sales and Service, you'll find the same honest sales experience backed by the same reliable service. With the same goals in mind, our Marysville location is sure to provide you with a satisfying vehicle experience. Find us on Facebook or stop in at 1122 Pony Express Highway today.
Have you driven a Honeyman Ford lately?
Hey, farmers and ranchers, ready for planting season? Need a fuel buddy who's got your back? Kramer Oil is here for you. From Marysville to Jamestown, Longford, and everywhere in between, our 13 cardlock locations keep you running smooth from sunup to sundown. Say goodbye to running on empty during planting. With Kramer Oil, you get reliable fuel services that fit just right with your farm's needs. Kramer Oil, powering your farm's success. Your go-to for fuel in Kansas and Nebraska.
A back-and-forth contest ends with a Marysville loss 10-9 here in double elimination bracket play from Concordia. Back-and-forth contest that was as advertised in every one of these innings. Corning started out the scoring in the first, took a 1-0 lead. Marysville got 3 in the second, 2 in the third to take a 5-1 lead into the bottom of the third inning. Corning came back with 2 there, making our score 5-2-3. Marysville scoreless in the fourth, and a big 4-run inning for Corning there in the bottom of the fourth gave them the 7-3 lead. Marysville fought back with 1 more run in the fifth, 2 runs in the sixth, got us to tied there in the sixth inning after Corning put 1 up in the fifth. And what was a wild seventh inning, Marysville takes the lead in the top of the seventh after a Gavin Leduc single and then a double by Ty Mosier. Alex Shale brings in Gavin Leduc with a sac fly to to give Marysville the 9-8 lead, but Corning comes back in the bottom of the seventh, an E8 there for the center fielder of Marysville. In and out of his glove, runner Hunter Lehman was already at third as the throw went into the third base dugout. Ended up bringing home the tying run there. Marysville could not get anything in the top of the eighth, and in the bottom of the eighth, a bases loaded walk issued to 9-hole hitter Miles Wimberly ends this contest, and Marysville's bid at a comeback here in Concordia with a 10-9 loss. Marysville's season ends now here with a record of 18-16 after they came into this contest. Actually, that's going to be wrong. Marysville comes into this contest 19-16, ends this year, though, with this 10-9 loss. We're going to take one more break, come back with final thoughts here from this broadcast as we wrap up American Legion Baseball here on KNDY.
Just like our area athletes work each day in practice to perform at their best in the big game, the staff at Bruna Implement Company, your local Case IH dealer, work daily to provide the best parts and service experience when you need it most. Bruna Implement Company has been family-owned for 3 generations. We know what it takes to be successful as your area Case IH dealer. For the best in farming equipment with the service to back it, there is only one. Bruna Implement Company, since 1947.
Anyone can sell you soybean seed. Channel Seedsman place product to perform. With Channel XtendFlex soybeans and Channel Roundup Ready 2 Extend soybeans, you'll get the superior weed control you want and the high yield potential you need. Make the most of next season with the Roundup Ready Extend crop system and expert recommendations from Channel Seedsman. Ask a seedsman in your area for recommendations for your fields. Check with your state pesticide regulatory agency for specific restrictions in your state. Always read and follow pesticide label directions.
With United Bank and Trust online banking, you have access to your hometown bank 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year at ubankonline.com. You can view account balances, access statements, and transfer money between your UBT accounts. You can also view account activity, pay bills, and even make loan payments without being limited by banking hours. Simply visit ubankonline.com to learn more. Online banking with United Bank and Trust. It's banking for your way of life. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Back here in Concordia, final thoughts and wraps up on this one. It was a back-and-forth contest. Of course, final score 10-9. A lot of runs on both sides. A lot of errors, too, as well. Double-digit errors between both teams. For a Marysville team that did not commit a single error in the first 3 games of this tournament, they have unofficially 6 in this inning. The wind was a huge factor in this one. It had been an issue all weekend long, but today it very much affected the gameplay of this one. A few balls lost in the sun, too, as well, and just an unfortunate way for Marysville's season to end, but a promising way, too, as well. I made the comment someone earlier, I don't have a chance to follow this team like I do some other sports teams, but after that first-round loss, I said this team has an opportunity to do something special here, and they were 1 win away to getting back to the championship side of the bracket with a win here over Corning, but came up 1 run short in their final bid here, losing 10-9. Marysville season does finish again 19-16 on the year, but a lot of young names from a lot of area schools that were big important factors to this squad this year. I'm sure we're going to see them right back at a state championship run when next Legion baseball rolls around. Final score again, 10-9. A big appreciation to all of you out there listening all weekend long. It's been an absolute joy to call some baseball here in late July. We'll be back on the radio airwaves with football just in about 30 days as that starts the first week of September. Again, Marysville season ends with a 10-9 loss here in bottom side of bracket play from Class 2A state baseball from Concordia. This has been Max Blasky on the call. We thank you all for tuning in. Everyone, please drive home safe, and we will see you in about 30 days when the football season comes back on the airwaves here at KNDY Radio.
At your service 24/7, on air, online, and on our mobile app. News, weather, sports, and more. Yours from KNDY.